change it though. I just put a frame around it. This is Karsa KKWX. Karsa is my name. KKWX is my empire. Today we are playing a little bit of a Godbound, and well, we're gonna have a standoff. Let's get to it. Good thing that did not show up. Okay, so here's the thing that I need to tell you all is that we do have a special event coming up real shortly. Major event, and I hope that you guys are going to be there. This event will be a charity event for Learn, and so if I can find the picture, we will show it to you. Where is it? Anyway, what we're going to be doing on Learn for that day is we're going to be playing Monster of the Week, and all my friends here are going to be joining me. Well, except for Ignis. Ignis is not going to be joining us, except maybe in the audience, causing trouble if he wants to.
Yes, he can really fuck up our day if he so chooses.
You can choose to fuck up our day.
Or
Yeah.
specifically
Maybe I'll
shit.
flip the coin when I come in.
So,
Flip the coin, see if I choose friendship or violence.
yeah.
So the answer is always violence.
So this event will start at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and it's basically, as gamers, we know when a boss fight is upon us, using all the tools in our belt and calling upon our many allies. We are part of the raid against lymphedema and the likes that you have never seen. After us, we will have Madness, and then after Madness will be Violas, and they will be joining us in the raid against lymphedema. If you do not already know, I do have lymphedema, and my friends here have been helping me out for several years now, helping us get the information out for lymphedema. Now, we will be playing a game called The Waystone Mysteries, which will be a debut that we may be using for a future game that we'll be doing like on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, and having it on YouTube. So if you would like to see the pilot and cause trouble in the pilot, feel free to join us, because your donations will allow for us to deal with the situations that you put out on us. For example, if you ask for a +2 for one of our players, and maybe like $5 a donation, but they get a +2 for a roll, and something to that effect. If you want to heal everybody in the party at some point, or if you want to give a equipment piece to the party that will definitely destroy the the monster in some way eventually down the road, that would be about $100. So for donations, we are trying to go for 500 donations for that week, or for that event, and that is between all of the streamers. But if we can make a whole lot more, great. So that is for this weekend, Saturday. Please join us. All right, guys. Now that we are into the other part.
Quick thing off topic. I vote we fuck up Shiv's day. And only Shiv's.
Always the case.
Sure, go for it. You guys will be able to donate as well on that day.
I've done it in the past, so try me.
Well, I am trying you. I'm very trying at times too.
I may not be able to because I still don't have a job.
But if you did, you would be.
Oh no! If I had a job, yeah, no, I would be fucking up Shiv's day.
You could.
Because everybody fucks up my day.
Mess up Shiv's day. You could. Anyway.
Give him all -2s.
Let's see if we can get this picture to come out right. All right. There we go. It just needs to be moved over. Right on. So, does everybody remember what we did last time?
I remember.
We did stuff.
I remember everything exactly.
You weren't even here.
So, in nauseating detail, I wasn't here.
Like I said, you weren't even here.
But spoiler alert, I'm technically not here now.
Says you. We're back on the ship.
No, they're
Yeah,
back on the ship. Everybody's on the ship.
Alright, I'm sitting on the roof playing.
So you're sitting out in space.
Ah,
You're
that means we
playing
have command of the
Canasta.
hammer.
No.
Shit.
Keep in mind, I have the ability to share all of the people under my command's senses, so I am watching you at all times.
You realize I don't need access to the
That's fine.
The,
That means
the
you.
bridge
that
fully
means-
to control the ship.
That means you have first-person knowledge of how much the cleaning bill is going to be.
Wow.
Like, seriously, like, what you get up to in your spare time with the missus, just keep it to your cabin.
That's fine. It's still their cleaning bill.
Okay. Does anybody truly know what happened last week? Other than Riley.
Alright.
I'll be
We
right back.
picked up session. Alright. Why does your name have Flake in it now? Or rather, F.Lake.
Because
of
that's the name of my
event.
character for the event, Francis Lake.
Oh.
And since there's a character limit for user
playbook
days-
name in it, I was like, I thought you
He
put your
did.
playbook name in it. I was like, why would you?
Yeah,
did.
if you take out the dot as his playbook, this is the reason I want to hit him.
Oh, okay. Francis Lake is a flake. I have hate in my heart. I have preemptively chosen violence against your character. I'll see you on Saturday.
Awesome.
I was wondering if that was-
and he's bringing the smack back.
No, excuse me, I have to go and get some tissues. I'm having a nosebleed. I'll be back.
Oh,
All right.
jeez. Okay, so he's chosen
Should I wait
violence
for him to
on
come
his
back to the
nosebleed.
summary, or should I just
No, just please do it.
start on without him?
Mhm.
We picked up last session talking about what we wanted to do in regards to the Glenjill's base, water base, as it were. We
Mhm.
start after some deliberation. We decided to send in Cormac to go investigate because he has the power of seeing through walls, which is pretty good when you want to do the scouting thing. So he swam underwater, got with like 500 feet of the base or some shit like that, and just scanned the entire. I don't want to call it the under part of the facility because it's all underwater, but the lowest part of the facility. He scanned it and saw Liz, an old guy strapped into a machine of some sort, as well as a bunch of ink creatures walking around the floor. He also heard singing coming from elsewhere in the oceanic depths around him that affected Ignis, because Ignis was keeping tabs on the operation using the crown jewel of the sovereign, which allows him to project his senses to a ring that he gave to Cormac before he dove down. Due to some quick thinking from Raiden, he knocked the jewel out of Ignis's hands, broke his connection to the scene, and Ignis quickly regained his senses. After that affair, Cormac came back up, and the party discussed on how to attack the floor. We had a bunch of ideas, but the one we ended up settling on was we would just go to the docking bay on that floor and try to communicate with the ink creatures, or rather see if they were even capable of conversation or sentience. If they weren't, we would just kill them. If they did, we'd play it by ear. Well, lo and behold, we got there, and they were able to speak with us and had some form of sentience, but they were very juvenile.
Yes, they were very childlike.
Yeah, so we were able to trick them with relative ease to get to Liz, free her, as well as I believe it was Cormac that restored some of her mental faculties, because she seemed very much out of it when we found her. We still haven't tracked down the source on why necessarily.
Oh,
Or
that's
if
today.
Or if it's a temporary or permanent thing. After we secured Liz, we discussed what to do with the old man in the machine. Oh, right. At some point while we were freeing Liz, various party members learned that you could touch the machine to communicate with the man inside. His life story is that he is the creator of the inky creatures, and he sought help from Blengil to try and give them a sense of permanence, because
He was lonely.
with his own power, he's only able to maintain them temporarily until eventually that they just splatter and lose form.
He was lonely.
However, he was put in a situation where Blengil just wanted to use his creations for war. He didn't want that, and so he beseeched the party that if they could not save him, then to kill him as painlessly as possible is the offer that was given to him by, I believe, Cormac. The party more or less agreed with these terms, and so once everyone was secured, Shiv asked a question, ascertaining with his knowledge, his powers of knowledge, that once did we ever learn his name? I don't think we ever learned his name. No,
And we
Cedric.
usually,
No, Cedric.
yeah,
Yeah.
the not
That
entertainer.
once Cedric died, this part of the facility would self-destruct. In line with that, Ignis instructed that everyone else should be back, and he would deal with killing Cedric as well as dismantling or otherwise destroying the God Machine, which is what they're working on to awaken these creatures or just try and steal the powers from the Liz who was hooked up into it. I feel like I'm all over the place, but this is kind of what you get when we're off the cuff. I
Well,
just say things as I remember it.
occasionally this is what happens. We're all gonna be impromptu today, so.
But yeah. So we went through that. However, once everyone was out of range, Ignis had other plans. Instead of giving Cedric the quick and easy death that he wanted, Ignis felt it appropriate that because he was tricked by Blengil, he deserved to be conscious for his death. Also, because since he was an Ascended, Ignis took a twisted form of mercy upon him. But that mercy required him to be conscious, therefore he would be cognizant of his death. The deal that Ignis offered him is that if he pledged his soul to him, he would ensure that he and his creations, should they have souls of their own, would be reunited in the afterlife to get that happily ever after that they so greatly desire from Blindkeel.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, Ignis explained that I can't give it to you in the mortal coil, but if not in this life, perhaps you can find it in the next.
Right.
Cedric hesitantly agreed, and once he pledged fealty to Ignis, he walked out. He convinced the creations to do the same, pledging to the cult of the Devouring Flame, before he went back into the room and slew Cedric. This caused the facility to start self-destructing, at which point Ignis took a deep breath, transformed into a dragon, grabbed the god machine, and crushed it into a very tight ball before swimming back up to the surface. Oh, right, I skipped a part. The song creatures, they were sirens, and Ignis can now transform into them using a second skin, which is how he was able to breathe underwater and make his way back up to the surface before regrouping with the others. But only after having a slight bit of hesitancy, as he was very tempted to follow the sirens after they swam away from the dragon once their mental control ability proved ineffective against him. And we're picking up this session with Ignis on board the hammer and the group discussing what to do about the Thanes.
Yes, because there are Thanes that are next door to you guys in the space. They want to know what's going on. They're very interested in knowing what happened to Liz.
Well, they get a message that says, "We'll get back to you on our own time. We have something to deal with real fast." As we take Liz to the med bay and get her situated.
Mm-hmm.
Then, unless something happens between then and there, then we'll be like, "Okay, you can put him through."
Oh yeah, we also nuked the rest of the base from orbit. That shit ain't there anymore.
Well, not just from orbit, from like 200 feet above it.
Yeah, you
from
were
200 feet above it, from 500 feet above it, from 1,000 feet above it, and from orbit.
Yeah.
I got.
Basically put, we did
Finally.
everything short of exterminatus on the entire planet.
We just kept nuking it Brayden just kept nuking it as he was flying up in the space shuttle.
Oh, right, yeah. Riley, the hammer is a little short on ammo right now.
Yes, it is.
That's alright, we can make more.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Between Ignis just being a supply unit and just Raiden being able to custom build stuff.
We had the hammer do an orbital strike on the facility after we're like, well, we don't need anything else here.
Which reminds me, I need to go talk to Riley because I have an idea.
But yeah, Ignis also notably returned with the god machine, reduced into his base materials.
Dude, you have the god
which
cube.
is a
Get outta here.
we brought back in star metal, and that's basically just it. It's
You
just
have-
a crumpled up piece of star metal.
You have the god cube.
Yeah, you destroyed it to its primitive.
You made the companion cube.
Oh my
Ignis
god.
was like, I don't like this technology. We will destroy it. But
Except
I like the shiny materials made out of.
Except the big difference is the
I'll
companion
tell ya.
cube can 100% survive his breath weapon. Star metal cannot.
This is the third time
No.
that a god machine has been destroyed.
And us being in the immediate
more star metal
vicinity.
to my horde. We melted this shit down to golden to star metal bars and added it to the horde. It looks pretty, and it's rare.
See,
Apparently
this
not,
just-
because we keep running into it.
This just
Yeah, between
further
Ryan
cements-
It's like kryptonite. It's like
It's rare for
kryptonite.
mortal
further
souls.
cements the fact that Ignis is a cat.
It's like kryptonite. It's like kryptonite. For a planet that blew up several million light years away from Earth, there happens to be a lot of its smoky
I'm not a
remains
cat.
on the
That's
Earth.
your girlfriend, Nav.
Star metal is basically like asteroid metal of the strongest side. So for you guys to find as much as you have is because they were necessary. You couldn't make a Godbound machine without using star metal.
You realize that the fact that since we're in space and the train can actually travel in space, I will be mining asteroids for star metal. If not, I will find a way to synthesize star metal.
It will still be rare. You're not going to be able to get a train full of
You
star
realize I'm going to
metal.
find a way to synthesize it then.
It won't be as strong.
She's trying to
I know.
ensure there's not a. Raiden makes the anti-everything shield. Now nothing can hurt anyone. Raiden also makes the anti-everything gun. Now everything dies in one shot. You're not allowed to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm.
That's what you
Suit of
ultimately
armor around the
want
planet.
to do. You're not getting to.
Yeah.
Speaking of that idea, I have an idea for the ship.
Why don't we wait until after or until
I will.
you get to that
It's
point
just-
of talking about it in group?
No, it'll be Raiden going to Riley and talking about it because it's technically her ship.
Okay. Well, at this point in time, that's not where we're at. We are currently still orbiting Vepo.
I am aware.
We have SOB's been his people have been sent away to go find out what's going on with that damaged ship. The other two were decided to leave anyway. And we have other things right there waiting for information.
Basically wanting us to either hand Liz over so that they can deliver her to the Emperor, or go to the Emperor ourselves.
Yes, actually. That is the message. Come with us or hand her over.
Basically, it's deliverance or deliverance,
Well,
Mhm.
with an
so
optional side of death.
hold on. So we
Nobody's
get
been
ourselves-
told to be killed. Nobody was said that they were gonna kill.
So we get her set up in the med bay, get her an IV. Like here's a sandwich. It is cut into convenient cubes. You eat 1 cube every minute.
Okay. Because you
Well-
don't want her to be famished and
Well, don't want her to eat it and then throw it back up. That helps nobody.
yeah.
So they're basically sliders.
No, smaller. like-
No.
They're
nice.
still made of rocks.
yeah, dude, like they're tiny because when you haven't
Oh,
eaten
fair.
for days, your stomach shrinks, and if you eat too fast, you'll just throw it back up.
Yeah. Worse than a cat. Because,
Oh yeah, she's getting medical munchies.
she's
Yeah,
getting
but,
medical munchies.
Unless stopped, I can just go and be like, all right, cool, we can go put them on now, and bring up the call. Notably, every PC is there unless you choose not to be, Riley.
Jurgen,
Hanging around.
What was, dude? Nav, you're really quiet today.
Yeah, she'll be hanging around. I don't know, probably not paying super much attention. Kind of clear.
Raiden's just gonna be tinkering with something like usual.
Shiv doesn't even have to be in our room to frickin' hear anything. He's connected to everything on principle.
No, you're gonna be in the room because when you say something, I need to be there to stop you from saying things too much. Shiv is notably being dragged into the room.
Raiden is going to.
Wait, what was this? Did not be in the room.
Because he's gonna be on the network and just being like, have the thing fed to another room. No. No,
All right.
you're gonna be here where you can be monitored.
Just
Raiden
out of
is,
spite, because it's my ship and I am connected to everything, I am deliberately using a certain amount of my We Are Legion to forcibly put a divine level barrier on his access. He has
Damn.
access to the cheapest Google. And every time he types in something, it comes up with a can of Monster Energy drink shouting, you didn't say the magic word.
Bruh, how'd you know what I was drinking?
Are
But,
are you doing that to Shiv, or are you doing that to?
I'm doing that to ship. No one else is accessing the system.
Uh-huh.
You say that like Shiv plans on driving the ship into the nearest sun.
No, I want you where I can monitor you because when you open your mouth, I can well, not control, but I can make sure you don't say anything too much. As you are apt to do.
Notably, Raiden is going to pull out a small hook and some duct tape and hook it onto
And
Cormac's
you're
pants.
being watched by several members of the General's escort.
Because
Which
Shiv,
are these hulking behemoth mech.
you have the unfortunate thing of you think you're about to say something clever, but then you reveal part of our hand that we don't want revealed.
True.
Hence why I gave Cormac the duct tape.
And that's exactly why you're going to be monitored. Because in this instance, if you say the wrong thing, a fight starts.
Yeah,
Yep. Sounds about right.
definitely.
Honestly, Shiv is less interested in the things at the moment and more interested in why the hell there's a dead ship heading towards Vepo.
Well, I mean, if it's a ship that's dying, it will never make it here.
I mean, in principle, provided it doesn't get hit by an asteroid, it would make it there eventually.
No, it wouldn't. If it's moving slow enough, it'll eventually get caught in one of the other planet's gravities and get pulled in.
Right, real quick,
Mhm.
cliff notes on this derelict vessel that's drifting.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah. I guess this is the one part you missed, Ignis. There's a near derelict ship hanging out on the edge of the galaxy.
That seems to be heading towards Vepo.
Maybe. It could be it could be moving towards Vepo at a rate of 2 centimeters per year. That's still technically moving toward it.
You're
True.
not wrong.
So, all right. Comms are open. And he begins. Status report. I hope that we could find out more about this. What's going on?
Status is, I did ship a nail on the way while I was down there, but other than that, I'm fine.
And about the package.
Dude, you want a private channel for that conversation?
I'm using
say?
that word for the sake of the fact that the Emperor is listening.
Said status of the package, and my comment was, "Do you want to go to a private channel for this?"
Heyo.
Did you just hear Raiden snorting in the background?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Found her, got her out. Alive. There's some other shit that happened. Not really relevant to that.
The Emperor wishes all of you, at the very most, or just Liz, to join us at the planet he wishes you to show up at.
That's vague. What planet would that be?
Draco.
I look over at Shiv. The other reason you're in the room.
Shiv pulls up the galaxy map that he's been compiling.
Draco is
Good.
very, very... It's not too close, let's put it this way. It's in another another solar system. It would take a few jumps to get there. And it is rumored that this is where the Emperor has been focused for some time.
Could you possibly mean a more neutral planet?
Choose the planet.
Shiv just puts down his little chart of the galaxy and then lets them go decide.
I mean, we could meet on that moon again.
No, that wouldn't be neutral.
That's not
Fair.
neutral.
No, that's specifically in Scorpio space.
I don't know. I just
unfortunately
fucking
this
picked one.
is a case where Ignis would have better knowledge of the star map than James the player does.
Mm-hmm.
Cormac just like points to a fucking planet. Oh, that one. Just fucking random one that's somewhere vaguely between our star system and the one Draco's in.
Let me see if I got a picture of the planet solar system.
Preferably an unpopulated one.
I am guessing at random. It's just, like Cormac wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. We are both picking at random.
Right, you know what? You get a secondary little holomap pops up with effectively the closest to neutral, roughly halfway between here and there.
Well, I don't care about neutrality in terms of distance. I mean, like,
No, I'm just saying, like basically in the middle of the two locations, the best neutral location to that.
We could go to Andromeda. It is a
that moon?
space. No, it's a space station.
Run by who?
Well, they're not run by us. They're run by Earth.
I mean, there really would be any neutral to you
Okay,
guys.
is someone gonna have to actually bring up the dictionary definition of the word neutral?
Yes.
and it's like, to use a real world like parallel then it's like, is there equivalent of like a Switzerland, where it's like a country where opposing sides can parlay without having threat of an outside force starting war, where neither
Then, yeah.
both sides would be disincentivized to engaging in hostilities.
Then narrative-wise, yeah, Andromeda.
Yeah. Andromeda.
As I recall from the narrative, it's more or less a junction point for everything else.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we don't have to go to Andromeda, but Andromeda is the junction point to just about anywhere.
And as I recall, only because it's damn near in the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you guys showing up there is it going to cause problems and have you guys immediately fired on?
Oh, we believe it would.
Then why would you suggest it?
Because we can talk to them at least to keep them civil.
Because basically our options are either Empire space or their space.
Exactly.
There's really nothing in between.
Raiden just kind of like speaks up. Wouldn't it just be easier to find a moon then?
Well, there's thousands of unpopulated planets.
Or that too.
And
Oh, yeah. We can just go to the Barren Rock in that case.
if you really want to go to a barren rock, we could go to Solaris 5.
Damn it, I was about to suggest that one.
It once was the cat people's home, but it was destroyed.
I do have a further question, because this is going to take some time. We're going to need some time to discuss this on our end, and then we can get back to you. Why does Emperor want to meet with us, specifically?
Because he knows for a fact that you're not going to let Liz go by herself.
That's wholly untrue.
Oh,
She
you would
wants
let
to
her
meet.
go.
If she wants to meet him, why the hell would I stop her?
True. Well, if you...
The thing I told you was if she wanted to meet him, that's her choice.
This is
If
the
she had to-
conversation that the Emperor is accepting. You can either come with or she comes with.
Oh, well, so you're leaving the third part of if she doesn't want to go, she's not going.
That's why you would be coming.
No. If she says she doesn't want to meet him, nobody's going.
Then we are in a standoff.
One forced by you.
Only because this has to be done.
No, it doesn't.
According to the Emperor, it has
I don't
to.
give a fuck.
Violet's gonna pop her head in for this side and just be like, question, why can't this just be done remotely?
Well, right now Liz is not in a...
Shut up. Why can't this be done remotely?
Because we have to, or they have to look into, what is the best word of saying this? We have to know if she can make it or not.
That
Big
To
what?
quote my companion here, that's vague.
Trying to
I
be
mean,
vague
shit,
as
we could
possible.
space her in the right angle, and you know she might make it there. That's about as much info as you've given us.
All right, very well. Let me tell you what's going on. The Emperor wants to speak to her because of the fact that she has the opportunity of finally bringing us to a new age. An age where we can finally no longer be under the control of anyone wanting us to go find Blengil, so that we can be our own people.
Right, you're under the belief that she's the key to your unification.
Yes.
Well,
Why?
I think unification is the wrong term there, Riley. I believe it's being freed from the shackles of a pre-programming set by a very egotistical man whose mind I have no issue ripping out.
I mean, sure, if you want to go rip his spine out.
Gotta find him first.
True. Honestly, I think the problem you have, and like she's addressing this to dude on the screen, you're gonna have to wait until she wakes up and she makes her decision.
Then we will stay here until otherwise. We are
And
not...
really-
the Emperor has demanded we stay until otherwise.
All right, cool. You have a very nice view of a blue marble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. We all have a sea view from up here, so I have no problem hanging out until.
Yeah,
Until she's
it's prime
fine.
real estate here.
All right, we can resume this conversation once she's awake. Then
Very well.
we'll call you back.
I'm going to totally abuse my artifact and find out what is her exact medical status right now.
How would I
Like
explain
I'm like
this?
remotely. I'm doing remote viewing on the medical staff monitoring.
Well, she's still malnutrition, but the fact is that she's lucid. She's trying to find out what's going on with everybody else, trying to decide if she wants to... I guess you could say mentally, you're not sure. There are some Barts. I mean, how far in the mental could you know?
As per the ability, anything that the people directly working with her in the medical bay would know.
He can't go into Liz's mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't access her. It's people under my command that it functions on.
Well, they're trying to focus on figuring out what she's lost because she has lost some ability. They are working on also seeing if she remembers anything and how everything happened. She does remember parts of it, but not everything. So in general, she is lucid. She does know what she's talking about. You're
Sorry, I didn't cut off into me.
but she is definitely probably not at the point of being an ambassador at this moment.
She probably wouldn't be back to any state for that for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, ambassador was in quotes. Yeah, not it's gonna be a bit.
She ain't ready
Well,
for
I'm
any
gonna
high
send
stress
a-
situations.
Yeah.
I will send a quick message down to the medical bay, basically informing her of like what's going on, and then just basically putting an alert status on the people there,
Mm-hmm.
like, because I have a constant low level awareness of stuff and can set triggers. So effectively, I will be triggered and super offended when she is, when she is good for any kind of travels and stuff. When she's like medically sound.
Right. That may be a little while. So this
And then we
standoff is
basically
going to
Yeah.
be happening for a few
Yeah.
days then.
So I'm going to use all my effort to hack Shiv so that he has the Tetris theme constantly.
I already have that.
Yeah, well,
It is
I'm gonna play it at a slightly different frequency, offset
You-
by 1 beat.
You did that months ago, man.
All right, I'm gonna offset it by 3 beats.
Specifically during this downtime, Ryden's gonna do 2 things. One, he's gonna get with Riley and make a AI
Oh.
that will specifically hack into Shiv's website, and then it's gonna be how. Because fuck you.
All right, well, here's the good news, Karsa. I'm not doing anything fucking around with Shiv. I ain't got time for that shit.
And secondly,
I got
Ryden,
exploration to do.
Ryden's going back on planet for mining purposes. Insight exploration.
You're going to go on to the complete water world. Great
Yes.
plan.
He's an engineer.
Well, I mean, Diggus and I were already planning on going back.
Well,
Because I mean, exploration and mining, my guy.
Here's the thing though. We can't all leave the ship because the things might make a move. I also don't think we should go into planet 1 at a time though, so I suggest that we go in squads of 2.
Fair.
Yeah, let's go find some mermaids.
Yeah, you
Uh,
guys
then-
do that stuff. I'm gonna hang out on the spaceship and be incredibly terrible with a certain NPC there, and
Did
yeah.
any of us did we bring any of our cult with us or no? I don't think we did.
I did.
He just brought some of his.
You
Uh,
brought
yeah,
him,
like
but you
30
brought him
people.
only. You brought him only to the ship itself. Now,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
one
no,
question:
bring it
is
back.
the ship on high alert?
Uh,
Because I would think that would be
No,
a given,
no,
but
but
I'm not sure.
No, there would be a general, like, low-level alertness
Hmm.
and a
oh wait,
standard
shit!
thing.
I didn't bring a train anyways.
As you
Matter
were
of
saying.
I mean, most of the crew on the ship would, themselves, if there's an issue, they can pull up weaponry and defend themselves.
Okay.
So
Alright.
like,
And the ship, for all it's not a warship, it will have defendable capability. Because it's that whole thing. It's not intended to be an attack ship. It's intended to be a tank. We're not the DPS. We're not the healer. We're the tank.
Okay.
well, as for Shiv, he's just going to largely monitor shit and keep a close eye on Liz.
And get driven up the wall by constant Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make this easy on you guys and say that Liz is probably not gonna be acceptable for a couple of days. So you have a little bit of downtime. But if you leave Vepo, you're gonna get followed. So
That's fine.
They just go down in some reconnaissance drone ships.
yeah.
Well, Ace, are we waiting for you to get your effort back before we go down?
Yeah, I'd like to wait a day if that's alright with you.
Cool. Then I get to have some conversations.
Right. In that case, Raiden and Shiv, if you want to go into depot, measure shack dance.
I'm not
I'll
planning on
probably end
going
up
back
waiting.
down there personally.
I'll probably end up waiting until I get my own effort back too. Because I'm down to like 2 effort from that.
Yeah,
you did that thing like 4 times. You ain't got shit left.
Yeah, you're right.
and
Other than the arrows. C4
just
arrows.
addendum, like, for the amount of effort it takes for Shiv to survive on Beto, he is going to stay on the ship, because Shiv is basically the squishiest of all humans.
Okay,
You're also
so
the most
here's what we do.
dangerous right now.
We get
Yes.
myself and Raiden, we will build a diving bell, and we are going to throw it out the side door with Shiv in it so that we can monitor for Cthulhu. That's what we're going to do for the next 2 days. Seeing as he's got nothing else.
You know what?
You guys could do whatever you want to do in the couple days downtime.
Raiden is also
I do not consent. I am not going to look for Cthulhu.
well too damn bad.
Get in the
You know-
hyperbaric chamber, Shiv. It's 4 o'clock.
And I'm not going to search for Dagon either.
I don't want to do this. I'm tired, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean honestly, if it's just waiting for people getting their effort back, we smash cut next.
During that time, though, Raiden's gonna approach Riley with an idea for the ship.
Okay.
Tungsten rods you can send from space.
Now you're gonna talk. You're gonna use an actual,
It's just
you just
Right,
don't go
you just-
tungsten. You go,
no.
I have an idea.
No, because he's the engineer. We all know it's an idea. If he just says tungsten rods you can shoot down from space, we just all look at him funny.
I will be casually hanging out in the Met and be like, why do I want to kinetically bombard a location with tungsten rods?
Equivalent of a nuclear bomb without the fallout. Or explosive damage.
But you just want to skirt the suggestion, do you?
Yes.
I mean, it's doable. I mean, strictly speaking, we have cargo bay, we have exterior doors,
Exactly.
we have a few loaders.
And even then, I can always just easily outfit that, outfit it on to be an external part of the ship.
But tell me, how is rods from the god a defensive measure?
It's more of a bombardment measure.
Mm-hmm. So, what use is planetary bombardment of a defensive craft?
You know, that is fair. It's a fair argument.
It's very fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it. The thing is, I'm not really intending on taking the ship over to other planets and just glassing them.
Fair. I mean, it could be used for, say, if, Good example is if we did what we had to do here.
Yeah, but I mean, we can literally throw you at them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't actually have the actual gift of the nuke, but I mean, because I'm using at least multiple effort just to do one.
Riley's got to make this point of petting Raiden on the head and be like, "Oh, it's adorable that the engineer decides to itemize the amount of effort it takes to stuff." Like, we are expressly poking fun at the effort numbers that, of course, the engineer would be thinking it.
Okay, look. Okay, I have yet to actually build an actual nuke cannon. Okay, sue me.
No, because I
Okay,
don't
Red
want to
Alert
pay
2.
the legal costs of that.
No, 3. No. No, just generals. Yeah.
That's still on the list,
to
but still.
To be fair, he's talking about master rank apocalypse tank, which is 2.
No, more like the Fallout nuke launcher.
Yeah, we're not building an experimental MIRV.
Oh no. In Command & Conquer Generals, you could get an artillery unit that just fired mini nuke shells.
I mean, what's wrong with having a Davy Crockett around?
Oh my God,
mean-
Shiv, why are you here? Get back in the diving bell. You only made it 2 fathoms.
It's just
We open the hatch, kick him back in there. Stay there, damn it, and slam it.
we both end up kicking Shiv into.
Yeah, and I'd be like, quick, Raiden, weld it shut.
He just
Oh,
puts his
that's
hand on it,
terrible.
heats up, and just welds.
That's terrible. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you can come up with a viable use, you can attempt to convince me.
Honestly, it was just an idea originally. That's all. Bombardment
Yeah,
idea, in case instead
as I
of
say, I like the idea. I just don't see it having much use. Considering
the only
intent
other
of the
thing
ship.
I could, in theory, do while I'm here, considering I'm bored, and I didn't bring my train, so I don't have my drones. If I had my drones, I could send them down for mining, but can't do that exactly since I don't have it.
Hmm.
I could link up the weapon systems.
Define link up the weapon.
Okay. Instead of having multiple people specifically use one turret, I could link up all the turrets if needed to shoot. Like, say, instead of having have multiple people on, like, say, like different turrets throughout the system, I can link them up all on a AI system that where one person can fire a single turret and the rest fire at the same target.
I have a feeling that I'm completely misunderstanding what you're talking about here. Because, and she'll bring up a holo screen displaying a camera feed of like effectively the weapons bay kind of thing, or like the weapons control part.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, effectively, I'm picturing, we're using like submarine sort of style setups here.
Yeah.
So you basically just see like a bank of computers, and there'll be like 20 people manning like 160 Gatling lasers or something that are part of one battery or
And
whatever.
then, like, what I'm saying is you can reduce those people
Yeah,
down
but-
to one person.
There's like 3 people that are on redundant systems that control point defense. Like, there's not 800 people manning 800 cannons. There's like 6 effective and like a handful in backup should they be disabled in some manner.
So it's a defense ship. It is not
A warship.
a warship.
That or I could try to get more power output from the engine room. Or something. I'm just
I
bored.
mean, if you wanna curb your enthusiasm by tweaking the generators, just don't blow us up.
That I can actually do.
As long as no capacity. If you want to mess with ratios and whatnot to, stop any radioactive outbursts, go for it.
It purely just Raiden just being bored, being stuck on a ship with nothing to do.
If for the entire time he's fucking with the engines, there will be 4 heavily armed mech warriors, like miniature mech warriors that are still like 8 foot tall, following him around.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye on him. Effectively, he's got a small mob following him. That's my general's escort.
Okay.
Like I said, it's
just keeping an eye on things in case something happens. Like he drops the screwdriver too aggressively and blows a hole in the floor.
No, I mean that's fair. But it's just like Raiden. The way I imagine is Raiden's just bored enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you gotta also look on it from like my character's perspective that she is responsible for the probably about 3,000 people on this ship, or whatever. I forget the exact numbers. It's a lot of people.
I'm fully aware.
That technically, if you accidentally tear a hole in reality by overclocking everything a bit too much and kill everyone, technically it's her fault for allowing you to do that.
Oh, I know. I get it.
It's yet about that responsibility. So she's going to kick that down the chain to watch him like a hawk and just don't interfere with him. Just make sure he doesn't break anything and kill us all.
Yeah.
I fully understand that. The way I'm just picturing those, because Raiden does a lot of tinkering down in his off time, and with not much for him to do, he's just going stir crazy.
Well, now while you're going not stir crazy, in the background of every scene, there's 4 ABC warriors.
Yeah.
You have warriors that are watching you.
I know. Just Raiden literally inside the engine room. Inside pretty much the nuclear reactor engine room, just tinkering away at the engine, increasing its output.
Okay.
Meaning now the ship has more energy to use.
Why was I never reminded of the ABC Warrior before? Because this is exactly the kind of thing that I had in mind.
I mean,
General's escort.
We did have a discussion about it. You just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Off screen, they did.
Because effectively now Raiden is just increasing the amount of energy the ship can use at a single time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, while increasing the amount of output it can produce.
Okay, are you gonna use effort for this, or?
Do I technically actually have to use effort for that?
Depends on how.
Considering I'm just tinkering with it.
Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to make this permanently far better than it was, or are you just trying to tinker?
I'm just making it better than it was.
Okay.
So wouldn't that be more Dominion?
If you're gonna use Dominion, yeah.
Fuck it, I could use a Dominion point on it.
Alright.
Got 13 of them.
Okay, so it's not gonna be.
Oh, you're gonna be so pissed in a week when you find out you've got a project that has 13 points required.
Probably.
So instead of using influence, you're using Dominion, and Dominion is allowing for you to make it permanent.
Yeah, so now the ship has more energy it can use, and it can go a lot faster now, effectively.
Well, let's let me see what intelligence you have.
I want to say he's only beaten by me.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Well, your
So
intelligence.
you want me to do an intelligence roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I argue for a bonus on that because of the tool I have?
No.
Okay.
Primarily because it's not your ship.
Well, it doesn't matter either way.
Okay, so no, I didn't expect it to be a failure. I was trying to figure out a percentage of how much better it's going to be. So
This is how many efficiency modules you're able to craft and insert.
yeah, you're able to make it efficient to up to 30% more.
Hey, 30% is 30%.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting 50. I will tell you that right now. I was not expecting 50 at least.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what you're doing. But Ignis and Cormac are going
Hold
to
on.
the surface.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet? Oh, okay.
Nope, we haven't even moved on today yet.
Okay. All right.
Because Korvac has some people he wanted to go talk to. I brought this up earlier, but
Okay. Who are you going to talk to?
first we're going to the med bay. We got to update Liz.
All right.
Hey, you run into Ignis there. Ignis was fine doing the same thing.
Ah, cool. Then my second conversation could happen right after this.
Hey, you totally have a message blinking on the side of
Okay.
just like as the cliff.
Cliff notes of how she's
yeah.
doing.
You get one back. Yeah, we already figured that out.
No, I'm meaning
If you wanted to be told, if I wanted to be told the complete and utter obvious, I would have asked
No.
Shiv.
No.
I'm referring to the message that I sent to Liz, giving her the cliff notes of the chat, basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
So she would probably be like mildly primed on topics, essentially.
She has the cliff notes. This is what's happening. We're waiting for your answer.
Well,
Well, Ignis is also interesting hearing what she has to say about it, because
yeah. Weird. Ignis and Korvac are thinking alike. This is getting bad.
Uh-oh. Well,
Okay, we have a level
Matt
3
Main in
emergency jettison the med bay.
But all three of them could survive that.
wow,
And
this
they
is
can
this is
survive it
interesting.
away from me.
Okay, so everyone seems to have the same idea. Got it.
Oh.
All right. Of course,
Right.
Liz is being worked on, but she's trying to get in. They're constantly asking her the same questions over and over again, and she's getting better at the questions, but it's still messed up.
Yeah, well, Korvac's gonna shoo them off, and Kaya's actually gonna be in this scene too.
Okay.
You get to show off everyone bar one who gets an order from me to stay put.
Well, shoo them off as in go on the other side of the fucking curtain. Don't be standing right next to us. That's all I care about. Go 6 feet that way.
Oh yeah, they'll stand in the corner away. It's like just stay there so that I'm aware exactly how she is.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get that from any of you lot because none of you lot actually work for me. Maybe I should employ Shiv, and then I can fire him.
If only.
And
All right. So, yeah, she's been writing things down, trying to get it. Well, I guess the writing would be more along the lines.
They're doing a
They've
bunch
been
of
writing
cognitive
stuff down.
stuff.
Yeah, cognitive stuff. Something that I did when I had to do for my concussion. Anyway, so
All right.
yeah.
Roll up in there. Just be like little, slightly surprised at Ignis being there, as they probably go to walk in the door at the same time and almost run into each other.
Yeah, you literally smack each other.
Ignis has never accidentally run into you. You have fucking plodding footsteps, I imagine.
Nah, man, Dex my high stat. Korvac is unnecessarily graceful for somebody who tends to go through the front door and everything.
All right, so you two are there.
You would probably, if you hear anything, it would probably be the sound of bare feet on metal.
Mm-hmm.
Because Korvac still is just wandering around in basically board shorts and nothing else. He's been doing this for like the past, I don't know,
Forever.
10 episodes, if
Yeah.
not longer.
Yeah, forever.
Well, not forever. This is recent. But, hey, you need to get a checkup.
No, time to check up on Buzz.
Ah, so did I. Figured I'd update her on what's going on and see if she has any idea what she wanted to do.
Likewise. As well as get some more clarification on what she remembers about her situation.
I mean, we could ask her, but as somebody who's gone through multiple head traumas in the past, we're still inside the bubble on whether or not she's going to be able to tell us anything.
Fair enough. What reason not to ask, though?
No, there is.
Else with my stay.
That's true. There is no harm in asking, but just don't expect much. Is what I'm getting at.
We never do. It is not true. Yeah, it is. After you?
Yeah. Oh, and Kaya's here because she's gonna help speed up at least the physical healing.
Good evening, Kaya.
Hello. So, let's go see the patient then.
Yeah. Hope she doesn't wig out.
I don't think she's gonna wig out. She's been through a lot, but I don't think she's gonna wig out.
Well,
Anyway,
we'll find out.
you go inside. Of course, you shoot everyone else away from the area.
Yeah, because that's exactly what she wants, is all of the doctors plus Ignis, Korvac, and Kaya standing around a bed.
Oh yeah, that if she didn't have claustrophobia, she would.
No, this would be like, oh my god, am I dying?
Yeah, but what's going on here?
And which one of you is pulling the trigger?
I like to imagine that Ignis has developed a reputation to the point where it's like most mortal followers just kind of avoid him when they see him.
Well, Riley has specifically told her own people to stay the hell out of Korvac's way.
Mhm.
To the point where when Korvac shows up at the observation deck bar, everybody clears out.
Yeah. They're like, okay, we're out.
And he doesn't even ask. He just shows up and they all like go to the door. He's like, all right, shift change, whatever. But back to medbay. Oh, Liz.
Yeah.
Been a couple hours. Feeling any better?
I am feeling better. I have lost stuff. Because I don't remember half what's going on still. I do remember how I got in space.
Oh, yeah, you got your old buddy Mitchell Graves. Thank for that one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we're aware of that one. Actually, I guess we could start there. Well, first, we'll start with the update. So, Commander Jurgen's still out there, being uppity, I guess. No,
No, he's doing what
Okay.
his emperor told him to do.
I don't give a shit. I even told him as much. You did say, well, before we go to this, basically, the Emperor is demanding to talk to you, and us, by extension. That was very upfront. Said that unless you want to go, you're not going.
Well, let me ask you this. Since I know exactly what he's probably asking for. What would you do if somebody wanted you, or you guys already destroyed one of these machines just a few hours ago? one.
It's like the second or third one, isn't it?
Yeah, this would be, I guess, your... Would it be your third?
No, I don't think we were directly responsible for the destruction of any of the other ones.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back. But no, we are directly responsible for the destruction of FNs.
Was that the same thing though? Because was he just using it to do other shit?
It
I don't
was
know. I just
still a
didn't
sim.
bother learning what it was.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We've encountered this tech or adjacent tech.
Yes. And what I would think, and it's speculative, but I'm pretty sure what the Emperor wants is for me to fix their machine so that they are no longer just a warrior weapon. They want to be a society.
I don't think they need you for that.
Explain. Yeah.
They want to reproduce.
That doesn't correlate to the other thing. Actually, you could go the other way and make the argument that they want to be able to reproduce to make more of themselves so that they can take over the galaxy.
That is, yeah. Yeah, that's what they want.
Then they do want to be a warrior race.
They don't want to be a warrior weapon in which they're being used by my husband or whoever. They want to be themselves.
Okay.
But they
them
also...
being themselves wants to conquer the rest of the universe.
Yeah. That's the rub.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna fucking happen.
There's...
I mean, you're free to go and do whatever you're gonna do, but I'm not gonna take that lying down.
What they want is what I think the Inks wanted, and that was no longer to be made, but to be able to reproduce.
Okay, I get that.
That part is fine. I don't mind that part. I care about what happens afterwards.
Yeah, because that's a means to an end, not the end itself.
That's what they want.
Okay.
I guess the follow-up question is, are you certain that's what they want? Or is that...
Am I sure? No, I'm not sure. It's been several hundred years since I've seen
Well,
the Emperor.
I'll tell you this. According to Shiv and his ability to stare at random objects and come up with answers, there is a faction of the Thanes that are, for lack of a better term, called the Independents.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to be bothering anybody.
All they want is to be able to reproduce too, probably.
Well, what we gathered, they just want to be left alone.
In actuality, wouldn't you say that all they want is to be a people?
I think you're trying to use one moral question to supersede another.
Yes, because I'm not sure.
And you can't do that. Because if they want to be able to reproduce, to take over the galaxy, you're trading one people's lives for another.
Yeah. Now there are the Independents, you say. But I'm sure they want to. I'm sure they want to have children too.
We haven't been able to talk to them, but they currently aren't the problem on display.
Well, this is not going to go away.
Well, where?
There is a reason why we left their area and came to Scorpio 3 in the first place.
Yeah,
That's because we didn't want, or I didn't want to continue this.
Yeah, well, the problem is you left the children alone in the dark, and now this is what's become of them. Instead of dismantling your weapon, or instead of Will's dismantling his fucking weapon, he just decided he'd leave it off on its own, and this is what became of it. I don't blame you. I blame him.
Yes, but now the children want to become adults.
The children want to rule the household.
Yes.
Fortunately for them, we are part of that household.
Yes.
And
If we meet with the Emperor and just tell him that.
I mean, we could, or at least we could try. I hadn't exactly voiced that particular plan yet, because I kind of have an inkling on how at least 2 of the others are going to act on that. Actually, I take that back. Everybody'd probably just be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would happen?
Want me to predict the future? There's any number of things that can happen. Don't know enough about the Thanes to make an accurate prediction.
I know that the Emperor is the one that seems to have divine backing, like the rest of us.
Oh, that's true.
Without him, they're just thinking of mortals. Powerful mortals, but mortal nonetheless.
Well, they were originally human.
Most things in the universe were. The reason everyone founded the term human derivative.
No, they were actually human.
Could you guys give
So
me
were the air types.
30 seconds to check on something? Not a game.
Sure.
Yes, that is true, Peter.
Yeah, I don't want to bring this up because I'm not in the room, but just remember, we have absolutely, well, you guys have absolutely no idea what's going to happen on the death of the Thade Emperor.
I literally said that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm back. What they used to be doesn't matter. It matters what they are now.
They've always been stubborn. They will go to all ends of the universe in order to get what they want.
That's fine. I understand that. And I look over at Ignis, pretty sure you would too.
Yeah.
Liz, I know there's been a lot of things we've never seen eye to eye on, but we've always been at least respectful of each other.
Yes.
The Thanes are a fucking problem.
Yes,
Full
they
stop.
are.
Period.
Yes, they are. And if you think it's going to end with me going there and fixing their machine...
I didn't. Actually, I think that'd make the problem worse. The only thing that'll fix this problem is making it fucking understood to them that trying to take over the galaxy is not going to happen. Or that people won't take that. And if the only way to make sure that happens is to go there and completely wreck that fucking machine, I'll do it. If they can't increase their numbers, they'll lose through attrition.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, guys, 1 second. Alright, sorry. We're good.
I mean, I know what they want. Or at least that's what they wanted back then. And I'm pretty sure that's what they want now.
Well, yeah. Well, that's fine. That at least gives us a insight into what they could potentially want.
Well, that leads into my next question. If you won't provide this to them, who else can give them what they want?
Willis.
That's true. There's actually a derelict ship on the outside of the galaxy. There's zero evidence pointing to it having anything to do with Mitchell or Willis. But we're still waiting back on a recon from that. The only one who knows where Willis is currently is Mitchell.
Where is he?
Fuck if I know.
I would seriously like to give my mind to him.
Oh, don't worry, he's gonna end up dead.
He's gonna get a lot more than that.
It's very rare for a singular person to piss off all 5 of us, and he succeeded.
6. Kaya says 7.
Yeah, and her getting mad, that's rare. Like, rarer than getting me and Ignis to actually think the same way.
So to be clear, yourself and Willis are the only 2 people, full stop, who can fix this machine of theirs.
Well, since we made it, now there could be somebody who else could. I'm pretty sure that eventually, if Raiden was around long enough, he'd be able to.
I also think Shiv would be able to figure it out, and by extension, his teacher.
Yeah.
And this is why Shiv offered to sever that information from her. Ow.
That doesn't solve the issue for her. The things that she can do it, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if she actually can.
Shiv's not here. You don't have to speak to him.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
This is why I was speaking in the third person. Or referring to Shiv in the third person.
A
Thank you very
message
much.
appears on the
this game, myself included.
a message appears on the monitor.
be
Excuse
fair-
me, I don't resemble that remark.
I think we should all start referring to Shiv in the 7.62 version.
What?
As a bullet?
No, we'll start referring to him with 7.62 high velocity round.
Yeah, bullet.
Well, for right now, right here, right now, the most important question: do you want to meet with the Emperor or no?
Only if it means that there will be peace.
We have no guarantee of that. You have to
No one can guarantee that,
Yeah, you have to make
except
the
for the Emperor
decision.
himself, and we don't know his motivation.
You're gonna have to make the decision based off of what you already know and what we've told you.
No, I don't. But that's obvious.
Well, I mean, there it is.
I really don't want to meet him. It could
That's
mean,
good enough for
but
me.
if it meant my life or the rest of the universe, yeah, I would.
That's not the question right now.
That's
The question is, I don't want to meet him. The answer
there you
is, I
go.
don't want to meet him.
There you
well,
go.
that's the answer, but close
But
enough.
they're not going to leave us alone until I do.
I don't care.
Or until we kill them.
I was very. Aegis can tell you, I basically laughed off Jurgen when he said something about the Emperor's authority. The Emperor's authority doesn't mean a goddamn fucking thing to me. Or I don't think it even means a goddamn fucking thing to anybody on this ship.
What if we don't meet? Do we even know what will happen?
Yeah, Jurgen's probably under orders to attack the ship and take you by force. That'd be my guess.
And that's what I don't want.
Well, here's the thing. I'm prepared for that outcome.
You part
think
of
bi- I-
losing your friends?
I think Iggy here is prepared for that outcome.
For doing.
And I'm kind of on board with him. Because the Thanes are... Well, I have an
A
interest...
solution to a persistent problem.
Yeah. Because while I have an interest in getting to know them more as a people, it's not going to override my desire to stop them being a threat to the rest of the galaxy. And I can get that information from the Independents, who apparently don't want to fight anybody. Right. Something else you might have not have learned, now that I'm thinking about it. Mitchell has his own set of things.
That would make sense why there were so many things there.
Yeah, I figured you might want to know that little tidbit. So, getting them to be mentally overridden isn't hard. They just refuse to break their own shackles. And I think the big shackle is the Emperor.
That
But
said,
that's...
I will say that agreeing to speak with him is probably the easiest and most direct way to get a shot at the Emperor himself.
Yeah,
If I had to choose between killing the Emperor or killing Jurgen, I would rather kill the Emperor.
I agree. But the other side of this is we don't know anything about how strong he is or what he can do.
He's also celestial.
Yeah, we do that.
Because evidently, from
Yeah, he's
what I've
the
been
creation.
told by Mitchell is that he's much stronger than he was before.
Yeah, he got tied to one called the creation or the creator or some nonsense.
Yay.
Yeah, apparently there's not a lot of information known about this one. Safi was rather surprised when the name came up.
Hmm.
Is it possible one was in hiding? You know what? Irrelevant. Stay on task.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a
Conversation for another time.
celestial yet.
Conversation for another time.
Or
I recommend you never become one. As Korvac gets the weird look in his eye.
I don't
You
plan
cut
on,
off
I
all
don't
this-
plan on becoming one either. I like my independence.
That's good.
Although I do know that Plengiel took something from me.
Yeah, that seems to be your MO.
I just
She
don't
does.
know how permanent it's called.
Well, it's permanent until we kill her. So apparently the hit list is getting rearranged. But we have at least bought a few
Oh,
days to
at
think
least-
some things over.
I guess at least my husband doesn't have to worry about losing his breath.
You can stop referring to him as that. As far as we're considered, you guys are no longer married.
You're saying I'm a free agent.
Are you
I
sure you're a
love
free agent?
I still love him. I just don't
Yeah.
love what he's done.
Okay, so me and you, when the situations were settled and we could get into our therapy sessions, we're gonna have to have a talk about abuse mentality. But that's
Follow with the disclaimer of we are not actual therapists, people.
not even close. But
If you or a loved one are suffering from mental trauma or other very serious issues,
Please get help.
don't look to us for guidance. Seek professional help.
Yes, go
No,
get
no,
help.
Some of us may have experience with this shit, but that doesn't make us an authority.
no,
You're
you can
idiots
come to us
on
for
the
guidance.
internet.
Our guidance are gonna be go talk to a professional.
Exactly.
We are idiots on the internet. Don't trust us. We're idiots.
All we are doing is showing you guys what are some of the symptoms and how you can see it in you and go and get help.
There's
Mhm.
quack.
Anyway, back to the story.
I mean, technically speaking, we all are in this case, right?
Anyway, again, different conversation for another day. Right now, the focus is on the Thanes and how we're gonna deal with it. You are gonna keep resting for a few days. Kaya here has volunteered to use her powers to help you at least recover physically. That's the easy part.
I think the best thing, unfortunately, I don't want to meet him. I really don't. But
Sounds
I think you're right that the best way of keeping the peace right now is if we did go see the Emperor instead of deal with Jurgen.
Well, that's the good news. We have some time to. You have some time to think it over. We have some time to talk it over. We don't have to commit to anything right now in this moment.
Good. I
But
really don't want to.
It is a quickly ticking clock, though.
Yeah. And they're stubborn, and they will stay there until...
I think we bought ourselves a week before they start getting antsy. Probably pushed it a few more days after that, but I doubt we're going to get much more time than that.
Well, if
Here's
it
a thought.
if it was you,
What up, Iggy?
you, and you wanted, and let's say you were the emperor, okay, and you wanted children, but you couldn't have children with Kaya, but someone could make it so that you could have children with Kaya, what would you
Liz,
do?
You're missing the bigger issue. I understand them wanting to become, for a very reductive term, fully fledged people.
Yeah.
That is not the issue that Ignis and I are butting heads with.
Here's the thing. Out of everyone in this room, I empathize with the most. I am also a member of what is otherwise a dying race.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I'm going to take out my issues on the rest of the galaxy and try to take control of the universe.
Sure.
Our issues is as Ignis put it earlier, what comes after. And if all they were doing was using their expansionistic tactics to find you and Willis, to eventually become fully fledged people and then, I don't know, fuck off back to their own little corner of the galaxy, I'd have no issue.
Yeah, but that's not the things.
Yeah, so you know what, fuck it, I'll be blunt. I don't care what they want. Because their end goal is the problem.
I know what you're saying. And
But anyway.
at the very least, the Emperor has always been about wanting conquest as well.
Then he's a fucking issue that has to be eliminated.
Back to my, not really question or concern, but idea, as it were, my musings. The Emperor, he knows what Blingio is capable of, correct?
Yes. Which
We
is
We
why
could claim
he
that
doesn't.
Blingio stole.
It's why
We
he
could
never
claim.
goes to. Probably has never gone to find her himself.
Well, we can change that. We can pin him against one deal by claiming that she stole the knowledge from you.
We could. That would be a lie, but we could.
Oh no, a lie?
Warfare is based on deception, and at this point, we are at war with the Thanes. It might be a cold war currently. Well, as far as we're concerned.
Liz, you've been lying for thousands of years. What's changing you?
And the only people getting hurt by this lie, at least if it succeeds, are two factions that are, again, the reductive term, bad for the galaxy.
If I keep a lie, do you think the others can keep one?
We just don't tell them. That's the easiest way. Not exactly a thought I'm comfortable with. But if it comes down to saving the most people, I can't trust Shiv's mouth.
I'm sad for that.
The other side of it, though,
You
is
hear
that
a very
if Shiv
small
wants to know,
cough.
we can't stop him from knowing.
You hear a very small cough, and Riley says, yeah, you should.
That is true. If Shiv does ever start to suspect that we are hiding something from him, he will just use his powers to figure it out. So the only other option is, if we're not going to keep it from him, if we are going to go with this plan, is...
I would rather be forthcoming with him and just minimize his abilities to interact with the Emperor and the Thanes.
Yeah,
I think
basically what I was
that would
getting
be the better idea.
That's what I was
Meanwhile,
getting
Shiv
at.
has a plan of his own.
And I think if we are
Thanks,
going,
Bob!
if we are going to be forthcoming with him,
Mhm.
then I think it should be me and you, Ignis, with nobody else in the room. I think that would send the message the best.
I would be
Sounds like me.
fine with not letting the Emperor know that I know anything.
Well, they already assume, and even if we tell them otherwise, they are zealous enough that they won't believe it, regardless.
Right.
They aren't inclined to trust us anyway.
Their zealotry
Can we
will be
cut-
like, well, let's see if we can prove them wrong.
Can we cut to Shiv for a moment, actually?
Sure, take it. I don't care.
Shiv is actually in his quarters looking at his little, genome for the, Thanes for his little drug thing and thinking about everything. And he's had a particularly dumb idea.
Oh no. Okay.
Because he's already spent months encoding this, working on it so that it already unravels their DNA, but what if he could do more with it? What if he could actually change the Thanes himself? Give them more weaknesses, give them more agency, but at the same time, now they're beatable. Basically put, for a quick précis, he wants to turn the Thanes into more the equivalent of the Santarans. Nice warrior race, dumb weaknesses. But very exploitable.
Sorry, is that stupid fucking thing from
Yes.
Doctor Who?
Doctor
that's
Who.
Like, it's a twat race that have a hole in the back of their armor.
Yep.
Ugh.
Can we not
If you-
do that?
If you're going that level of fucking,
Stupidity.
my brain just dribbled out my ears because of how stupid I am. Yeah, can we not? Because
Done.
my god, I want to shoot whoever
I mean,
came up
the
with that.
the easiest we just to do would be to remove their carapace.
Yeah, actually.
I said dumb and exploitable weakness.
No, you just remove it so they're now forced to rely on modern armor that everybody else has. It's not a weakness, you've just leveled the playing field.
Fair enough. Either way, he's working on the idea of a mutation.
Okay. So we
Shiv
realize...
is presently by himself at the moment, unfortunately, so there's not much he can do.
No, he's not by himself. He's being followed. Do you think that Raiden is also the only one being followed? No, Shiv is definitely being followed.
To be fair, I wasn't going to push for that simply because I had not called it out earlier. It's only recently occurred that it probably would be an in-character thing that, like, there's a liaison or, someone acting in that capacity who's basically being assigned to each of the PCs to just, while they're on the ship, keep an eye on things just so that...
So they don't break the ship.
Yeah, well, yes, in some cases, well, specifically two. And the other two, literally just so that Riley's aware of where they are within the ship. And as long as everything's fine, nothing comes of it.
Well, if you go that route, you do get daily messages of Cormac ditching them. But Cormac's now taking it as a game of how long can he avoid them.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, technically because every single person on that ship under her command would literally number way more than anyone else's. That means there's probably about 30 people that are assigned to Cormac.
Well, I mean, it's the one
Quick,
specific
stand,
person.
stand at every specific corner, make sure he cannot get away.
Meanwhile, Korvac in the vents like a xenomorph.
Yeah, there's the sound of giggling coming for the vents.
I love the idea of both
Wait a minute,
Cormac
is
and Raiden doing...
Is Cormac now officially also a cat?
No, he just finds it funny that you have people following him, so he's just like, I can turn this into a game.
Raiden, Raiden
I mean,
ups
honestly, in the case of Cormac and Ignis, it would probably be make sure you keep an eye on them. Not in terms of keeping an eye on them, it's so that I know exactly where they are. Should there be an emergency that they need to be informed of, kind of thing.
And that's easy enough to be done.
I like the idea because like Raiden now upping the ante by actually making decoy grenades.
Ignis will accept an escort of one mortal. He does not want to be chaperoned by a full squad of mortals.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, like literally, and this is only because Karsa that has said this. Yeah, then there would be one person just sort of hanging around that have expressly been told like, keep an eye on them, but don't. You're not there to babysit them. You're there simply so that I know where everyone is on the ship.
The only reason why I did this is because last week you guys said that you needed to keep an eye on Shiv.
Yeah, because they're worried I'm gonna get on the comms and spill
Yeah.
everything.
I
Like
The
I
rea-
didn't
Is
just
a
say that I'm going to
legitimate
become
concern.
more strategic and shit.
Yeah. You'll fall asleep. Do it while sleepwalking.
So
No,
be
we're not in
fair-
Opus anymore.
To be fair, it is a 100% legitimate concern with how
Oh, it
Shiv
is.
has
Don't get me
acted.
wrong.
Specifically to the how the in-character Shiv has acted in the past. Where he has done multiple times, open mouth, insert both feet.
yeah, it is the thing of the line of I can't trust Shiv's mouth is based on history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in this case, he also knows that one wrong move, and he is literally the squishiest person there. He is, in fact, dead.
Right, well, in that case, you totally have an ABC warrior sitting in the corner.
I'm sorry, that is what would be happening.
And the droid is just looking at the genome like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, it's probably staring at you in a way that makes you think if this was an actual living being, it would probably be very angry at having to sit in this room staring at.
Staring at a guy who could just generate computer technology, doing fuck all at the moment.
Pretty much. Yeah, and the reason you get a general's escort rather than an actual person is because I'm not cruel.
To the people.
Yes, well, I mean, they're my staff.
So you're
Plus,
basically
the
sending a
nanotech
robot.
Yeah, the nanotech robots are not connected to networks and stuff, so they're effectively dead zones for them. But also, because they work for me, I'm connected to them. I have my loophole.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Shiv really doesn't care about the nanotech robots. If he really wanted to, he could build his own. He's more into his own little world at the moment, also planning how the hell he's going to keep control of his cult.
Good luck with that.
The question is, would, and this is probably more a question for Karsa, would me sharing that specific employee in giant quotation marks their senses, would I have the knowledge to be able to work out what he's doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have literally seen him look at the
know
genome
he's
and
done
consider
that
it before.
several times, and you also do know that that is the genome for the Thanes.
Okay,
he was also brought up that he could use it to poison Willis if he really had the ambition to.
Yeah. Okay, then it's probably of note that there's the picture-in-picture appears where it cuts back to the medical wing where Riley just mentions, yeah, you're probably going to want to talk to Shiv about his little side project some point soon.
What is he doing now?
It's probably better if you ask him. He's not doing anything right now that can't be stopped. But, after you guys are done, I was just coming down to have a direct check to see how you're getting on. Hi, by the way.
Hi.
Oh, this is the med bay?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, as long as he's
She's
not planning
here.
on talking to anybody, I really don't give a fuck.
She's here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Shiv has anything else, the little picture zooms back off to the side.
Yeah, if it's picture-in-picture, you guys see him looking at the Thane genome again and just kind of contemplating it.
He has a weird obsession with the Thanes.
Intensifies.
Man, don't be bringing Hermit Purple into this.
I'm also picture like you get a panning shot that gets so close that it's like a really weird Dutch angle, and if he has any kind of like 5 o'clock shadow, he's scratching his chin, and you can hear the individual, like the sound of each individual hair as he's doing so.
It pads, Shiv sneezes, his head clangs against something. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're totally unaware of the entire film crew that's standing there. One of them's up on a boom arm. He's been sellotaped there because he's still got the cut through his chest.
In any case, was there anything else that anyone wanted to add for Liz?
There might have been, but I think I forgot.
I honestly think the best bet for us is to meet the Emperor, but I don't want to.
That's a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
Takes time to think it over.
I got. How much time do I have? You said about a week.
I came very close to telling him that he could fuck off.
I mean, I kind of did.
But it's entirely up to you, because essentially, obviously, we're not holding you. This is up to you.
I know you're not holding me. I know you helped me, and I'm thankful for it. I just also know the Emperor, at least a few hundred years ago, was more stubborn than actually my husband. And he will not relent.
Actually, I do have a question. The Emperor was one of the first Thanes created, yeah?
Yes.
Who was he as a person before he was turned?
He was a businessman.
Oh, good. Cormac will hate him.
I already hate him. That didn't help. That didn't change nothing.
Basically...
Riley will ask, was he generical McBusinessman, or was he someone important?
He was actually someone important, and he was more like a general to the rest of them.
You got a name?
I can't remember the name.
Well, if you do, Shiv, you get an open comment to Shiv.
It's been so long, he's just been called the Emperor.
Well, if you manage to get a name. Hey, Shiv, potential research project for you.
Okay.
Liz might hand you a name, and you're going to find out everything you can on that name.
Goody.
They'll close the comm. If you do manage to remember, just go ahead and tell Shiv.
Oh.
And just tell him it's related to the Thanes, and he'll jump on it like a schoolgirl looking for a new plushie.
Thanks.
A different way.
Oh, no. That was double entendre. Go ahead. Iggy, you got anything, Dad?
Not at this time.
Riley, you got anything? I assumed you heard the whole conversation.
I heard enough. The only thing would be if we are intending to effectively GTFO, then a little bit of warning. We may also have a leg up on them, considering Raiden's busy fucking with the end.
If we're telling him to fuck off, we're taking the fight to Jurgen. I'm not going to run. We're just going to destroy the ship. It's just easier.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, if Korak and Ignis are starting at the same time, Korak will pat Riley on the shoulder. We also might just be going head-to-head with the Emperor.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of what I expected.
No, I mean, like, head-to-head in, like, the next couple days.
Yeah.
Alright. As long as we're up to date.
Honestly, I have expected to be a case of Liz doesn't want to go and talk to the Emperor. His immediate protocol, like you said before, is open fire on them, get her.
Well, I mean,
And
if we're going
generally speaking, they can fuck off.
if we're going head to head with him, then we're doing it through deception of getting him to a neutral ground that we control. Well, not control because it would be neutral ground, but getting to somewhere where killing him isn't going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, him and his escort.
I don't care if his escort dies.
We're still in the same day, yeah?
Yeah, haven't moved on
Yep.
yet. I was very specific about this because I've had these conversations before Ignis and Cormac go planet side.
Okay, good. That means Shiv still has some effort for some queries.
Dude, you're gonna have effort when we're on planet side too.
Oh, I know.
In fact, you'll have more.
Yeah.
uh,
But if you want to crack a couple, go ahead. Well, no, I want to handle this particular conversation. So let Cormac and Ignis get out into the hallway before they split off. Ignis, I have a random question for you.
This will raise an eyebrow. What's that, Cormac?
Why is it that when you go to give a gift to somebody, you default to money or money adjacent thing like gold?
Ignis has like a quizzical look on his face for a few moments before he responds. I don't think I've offered any gifts of generosity to anyone except for Wyden thus far.
I just mean, no, well, you might not see it this way, but when I gave you that piece of obsidian from the volcano, you eventually decided to try to reciprocate by giving me gold. Or money, I don't remember which one. Some type of monetary value. See, to me, if you give a gift and somebody goes to get something back, that is in fact a gift of reciprocity.
Fair enough. To answer the question at hand, though, gift giving is not a custom that I've engaged with really at all with other mortals. But in my experience, it's something that most people want. It's practical, and I often have it on hand. So it's also convenient in that factor.
I figured it was it was going to be a pragmatic answer. But it was just a little thought I had going around in my head.
Fair enough. Anything else I can help you with?
Actually, I do have one question. I was like, I know why I want to go and talk to, well, maybe talk to the aquatic people we found. Honestly, it was a minor consideration, so you brought up you wanted to go, and I'm like, well, might as well go together in case this turns off wrong. I want to go and see what Blangiel offered them. Basically, how she got them on her side. And hopefully turn them against her, or at least not for her, at a minimum. Why do you want to talk to him? Sorry if that tone sounded a little accusatory. I didn't mean it to.
It did, but none taken. Twofold. First and foremost, curiosity. When I was peering through the ring that I gave you when you were investigating the lower levels of the facility, one of their songs took hold on me in a way that I've never felt before.
I hardly registered it. I just kind of noticed them off in the distance. Speaking of the ring, though, Corey will take it off the necklace and hand it to him. There you go.
But thank you. Almost forgot.
I didn't. I don't mind. In that situation, I didn't mind you being able to spy on me. That's not going to be the norm.
I expect as such.
Sorry, I cut off your part too.
But it was an interesting experience. I am not one to give into passion very often, and I'm intrigued that what looked like a mortal creature was able to affect me in such a manner. I have no doubt that you could do so, but you are an ascendant like myself. I don't think I've ever met a mortal whose songs could sway me so.
Yeah. Corey's gonna get like this wide, like schoolboy grin on his face. He'd be like, "Ah, the statue does have feelings."
Wow.
I've always had feelings, Cormac. I just tend to keep it to myself is all.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
In any case, I don't suspect it was a fully natural phenomenon, if you understand my meaning.
Yeah, I would doubt so as well. Well, if when we're down there, it starts looking like it can affect you, I can shield you from it if need be.
Fair enough. And then the secondary reason that I wish to visit them is a saving embrace.
Say
That
that
would
again.
be
Sorry, I
is
couldn't
a
understand
sentient.
you.
Is a, as for
Sentient
the
race.
second reason for my visiting them is a sentient race. It would be against my bitter interests to not introduce myself.
So diplomacy, diplomatic mission.
More theological, but close enough.
All right. Fair enough. Like I said, I'm hoping to turn them away from her. They don't deserve to be under that fucking cunt's thumb.
I'll pass judgment on that once I ascertain the relationship they have with Glenjiel.
You didn't feel that way before.
Hey? Oh, you mean not liking her?
Yeah.
Well, you were there when the bombshell got dropped and my attitude changed.
True.
And I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Actually, I do know.
Oh, I definitely feel the same way.
Yeah, once the whole thing with the Sappy's disease came out. No, this lady doesn't deserve to live. And granted, I'm actually questioning how much was her and how much was the Celestial. Probably gonna kill them both.
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but could be both. You know.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting conversation if I ever get a chance to have one. Oh, right. Ignis. This came up before. Shiv's teacher. His name is Magnum. You gave me the last name and I can't remember it. Magica.
Serpentine.
Magnum Serpentine. If that name happens to cross any of your desks or whatever, I suggest flagging it.
Magnum Serpentine.
Yeah.
A name I've heard a long time ago.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Everybody's
but
heard it. He
is
was
that
well known in the city.
Is that actually just a dick?
It is as far as I'm concerned.
Because it sounds to me like the literal joke there is, I'm Magnum Serpentine. Yes, my dick is massive.
No, he was a good guy, and he still is a good guy. So.
Hey, I know some people.
Surprisingly, there were very few dick jokes in the Second Life stuff.
I'm aware of several people who have incredibly, like, blatantly mean names that are good people.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop them having, dick jokes for names.
True.
Yeah. My name is Magnum Serpentine. And of course, it is 12 inches around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Stop.
Magnum, if you do ever see this, start writing him. You have missed this opportunity for way too long.
Anyway, he was. This is speculation on my part, I admit it, but I think he was grooming Shiv to take his Celestial.
Might have been.
Actually, well, I have you both here. Kaya, Cormac.
Mm.
Well, Cormac, Kaya. Have you taught
Either
her how
way.
to fight yet?
Well, technically, she taught me how to fight when we were mortals.
That's not what I meant.
I know. We have had some field experience in combat, but as far as, like, full-on training, no, I didn't have any.
Why do you ask?
Because I'm pretty sure he thinks you're going to be a liability on the field if you ever happen to be in a fight with us.
I'm also concerned about you getting kidnapped again.
That's
It's
fair.
happened to you once. It's happened to Shiv once. To both be able to defend yourself competently to the point where that shouldn't happen easily.
My dear,
Well,
would you like to have a more intense training session?
Sure.
There is
I'm-
no subtext to that. That is very direct and supposed to be taken as it's as it said.
I would be very
I do
happy.
not. I do
to-
not believe that can be taken seriously when stated by a man wearing nothing but board charts.
I would be very happy to
Fair enough.
enjoy some intense training.
Now, Cormac hears the subtext. He's like, all right, well, I guess we're doing both.
On that topic, actually, do you mind if I oversee the training sessions?
I mean, you can be there if you'd like, but...
Certain intense training would be nice.
Okay, that's not You know what he means. Oh, okay. 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 Apparently I am having more of an effect on you than I thought.
Just a bit.
I don't really care if you're there. Look over
well.
at you.
No.
And he's gonna put his arm around her. Now, I remember when you were first training me. I don't remember the phrase "take it easy" ever being on the table. Now it's my turn.
This is true.
Riley casually
Those two have
walks out of
ever
the
taken it
medical
easy.
wing. Riley casually walks out of the medical wing past where this conversation is taking place and just mentions, "Don't blow a hole in my ship." And just wanders off.
I make 0 promises, especially if Ignis is gonna be in the area.
Well, it just doesn't participate. He's just overseeing.
Yeah. I know.
It's stop
It's
him from
still-
accidentally going through a wall.
Yeah, but I also like to reference other animes like Fairy Tail. You now have Crash Magic.
Wow, I haven't even shown I get that reference.
I don't, and I haven't watched it.
I can explain it after the stream if you want. Yeah. That was really it, man. I just random thought.
I mean, of course. I never want to be a liability to my family.
And I'll make sure you never are.
So, I have no
Apparently,
problem
there's
with
a
this.
code red going on in the training area, like wherever that is.
No, Cormac will be nice, and he'll like go to find basically as Riley's going. Oh, actually, speaking of that, just so we don't hurt any of your guys, can you just like block out 2 hours in the training, whatever the hell it happens to be, so that people aren't randomly there.
Yeah, you get a call back from just beyond the door and like, you know where the sign-in book is.
All right. Well, actually, I
Plot
don't,
twist,
but I'll find it.
Yeah, plot twist. There is no sign-in book.
I get the feeling that Raiden is probably going to get dragged because it's obvious Raiden doesn't know how to fight hand-to-hand, but get him
Oh
long range.
no! You misunderstand. This is not going to be a hand-to-hand fight. The whole blowing a hole in the ship, that is a possible
Them trying to-
outcome.
Oh,
This is a training session that honestly might be better suited for Planet Side, but Ignis is curious now because Ignis wants everyone to be better about wielding the divine power, not just punching people.
Right.
Those
I mean,
martial arts, they both pass it in space. Is that Kaya and Cormac are the two most skilled martial artists on the ship. Unfortunately, that's not what Ignis cares about.
No,
clearly it's just Raiden just does long range. That's all he does.
And that's
Chief
fine. as
could
long
do
as the
long
players
range,
can.
but
All right. Well, what do you say? Well, not tomorrow because we're going Planet Side. What do you say we do it the day after? At least start.
It's fine by me.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you then. Well,
So-
tomorrow, but
Yeah. Oh.
there's definitely-
Yep.
Meanwhile, Shiv is just the only one not aware of what everybody else is doing.
Ryan has no idea what the fuck's going on either.
No, Raiden's not even there either.
I mean, to be
Raiden's
fair,
in the engine room.
Raiden is currently like 7 meters deep into a fusion reactor that he's building, as outside German EDM is thumping, and every single light within like 500 meters of him has been switched to RGB
Yeah, pretty much.
seizure mode. Yes.
Because that's what, like, Raiden just edited it as he went in. He's just like, you know what? I need music. Fuck this. So, if anyone's actually listening in, it goes between an entire playlist of nothing but pretty much heavy metal, hard rock, a little bit of classic rock. Every now and then, just that one classic song, just like classic music song, classical, and then EDM and dubstep.
And then new wave music, elevator music.
No, nope.
Oh,
Ryan
actually-
hears that, he pauses. I'm like, he hears that, and is just like, God damn it! Someone fucking hacked into it again.
Nav, I do have a tangential question to some of the jokes that have been made recently. How soundproof are the rooms that we have?
Oh yeah, because Kaya,
Well, put it this
and,
way, put it this
and
way.
Cormac are
No.
definitely
Put it this way.
intensely in
Put it-
training.
Shut up. Put it this way. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That only works in a vacuum. Ship's not in a vacuum.
Yeah, however, also in
I mean-
space, like you just take that as read. In space, no one can hear you scream for more.
Well, here's you say that as if Kaya and Cormac would care if everybody could hear.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that Ignis has specifically, like, initially, Cormac and Ignis were like roomed next to each other. Ignis has pointedly moved elsewhere with his good hearing.
It's just forcing like Ryan to take that spot. I'm like,
Yeah, it's just Riley shows up at the room one time because somebody's like, the room looks different, and Raiden has just added soundproofing.
it's just, yep, no, fuck this. It's like one day you guys disappear for like 5 hours. Next thing you know, your entire room is just soundproofed. Like, nope, not listening to this shit again.
I mean, to be fair,
In
I would
Shiv's
actually
room, you just
hazard-
hear a bunch of very loud music that sounds like it was probably contemporary to some point, but it's really just from like 1920s era.
No, actually, you are listening to 2006 London. What did they call it? Ragtime.
Ah,
2006.
Yes, 2006 London Ragtime.
Well, now I'm
It
curious.
is a genre of music that's basically. It was early 2000s music made in, like, it was popular with a lot of people in the indie music scene in London, and it was basically channeling the early 1900s kind of
music.
yeah, kind of like it's almost like the British version of jazz, almost.
Mhm.
Like if you're channeling that early sort of ragtime music. Like, honestly, if you type in like ragtime music and listen to a couple of things, you'll know exactly the type of music I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I think that you hear Shiv listening to this on a loop.
What's
Uh,
this?
1 second, gotta get the link.
I mean, if you're really trying to mess with Shiv, just make him listen to ska.
You say that like I haven't and don't like it.
That's you, Magica, but this is Shiv.
Considering this is a guy that basically has access to the entire fucking internet, there's no music he probably hasn't heard.
No, let's face it. Every time someone walks past your room, all they can hear is, "Yeah, he's a guy called Butcher Pete."
Here's the thing: Shiv, as a product of his powers, is burdened
Oh
by
my
knowledge.
god, I
He
would
not only has listened to ska, he knows every ska song in existence.
Yes. But now I'm gonna put the image of Shiv skanking in everybody's head.
Yeah.
Shit,
I don't
skanking.
like
Oh,
that.
I love this phrase. I love this phrase, and as long as he doesn't like it, I think we should use it more.
So the music that Shiv actually chose was kind of the early 1900s music, before
Contemporary
the
World War I
ragtime.
era.
Yeah, before ragtime, which is elevator music. Yes.
Yeah, but this one's thematically appropriate,
It's
considering
like
what he's
Ryan,
presently contend with.
as Ryan's passing his room, I just imagine. Did you see? He hears the elevator music. I'm like, that son of a bitch. He's the one who hacked into it.
It's not. Honestly, I would agree that that's elevator music. Anyway, because also the fact is it was a song recorded by the BBC,
Yeah,
Alright,
so
but
it was not in fact that early
it's
because
not.
BBC only existed shortly before TVs.
It's
So-
not elevator music, but you know that feel for elevator music.
Anyway,
Muzak?
the the point I was going to make is that chances are, yeah, there are 2 rooms that are probably soundproofed, and it does not take a wild guess to figure out which 2 rooms those are.
Riley's and Corvax?
Yeah.
But there is the scene of if Shiv is in fact hacking into everybody's speakers for the music, there will be a point where you get that anime thing of 2 very angry people popping up behind Shiv as both Korvac and Kaya.
They've both got the shadows over the eyes.
Yeah.
The very
There's also the
angry
menace
red-looking
kanji.
eyes and the teeth and the comedic shark-looking teeth.
Yeah.
No, Shiv would not be hacking the speakers. Shiv is playing this music purely for himself.
All right, good. We do not have the Shiv gets bitch slapped multiple times.
And the Claymore Roomba.
You,
Known
you
as
say that like Shiv wouldn't be getting bitch slapped just on principle by everybody.
Yeah, it means I don't have to send in the Claymore Roomba named Stabby.
Hey, notably, Korvac has been very vocal about people not hitting you. The only thing he's ever done to you is maybe throw a pen at you when you talk too much.
Yeah.
Is also surprised that nobody's come to talk to him about his little new side project.
Because
You know-
nobody cares.
You know, the straight up
much.
funny thing is, if that was ever said in character around Riley, she would have to demonstrate that not a single person in that room could stop her if she actually intended to stab him.
She's already demonstrated it at least twice.
No, she's demonstrated that she would be willing to if you didn't immediately drop whatever it was that was annoying her at the time.
Which is most things.
Yeah, which
From
is generally
Shiv.
you haven't actually pushed for the right. I'm going to demonstrate that no one in this room is fast enough, and I don't care that you cannot be surprised. I'm not trying to surprise you. You know, it's that little thing that outright one of my abilities is I go first.
Yeah, but it's also the thing of Korvac would be like, you better kill him with that first strike then.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's kind of the point. That if it ever actually got to that point, like I'm not saying that she would actually like outright attack him straight up. No, that would be like every other time I have made a point of being menacing. This time I'm straight up going to disappear in one frame, appear in the next frame, literally next to you with a blade up to your throat, stating if you do this one more time, I'm gonna be 3 inches closer. That's the
Which would
JoJo
be
stand
fair.
menace right there.
That's
Because honestly, the whole thing is my entire abilities are I am Dio.
yeah.
I do in fact scream out Zawarodo, but you can't hear it because I'm that fast.
You just hear zip.
So in other words,
You thought it was something innocent, but it was me, Fem Dio.
just fuck and find out. Anyway,
I mean, at this point, Shiv really is just a gotta fuck around and find out.
fuck around and find
But,
out. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, the thing is, we're usually attempting to limit that, or limit the back blast of
Yeah, because that can be very dangerous for you guys, and you know it.
I do in fact have one last conversation, unfortunately.
Hmm.
So, planet side might have to wait till next week. We might be able to start it.
Actually, no, it'd be probably good if you waited until next week on the planet side. So please go ahead and do your conversation.
Well, this will be later. Mark and Kyle will be laying in bed before she inevitably has to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Just, he's like, you know, things are just gonna get worse, right? Or harder, not necessarily worse.
Ew.
What do you mean harder?
Well, considering in a few days we might be throwing down with the Emperor of the Thanes.
Yeah, I do realize that.
There's a woman out there who has zero issue killing billions of people on a whim.
And has the ability to steal powers.
Yeah, I'm not that concerned with that part. If we run into her, she's not getting away. Her only chance is to never run into us, which is not impossible between Shiv and Ignis.
Right.
But what I mean is, the days of us running a tea house, me occasionally going out and jacking shipments of medicine and food for the underprivileged, those are gone, and they ain't coming back.
No.
Life and death. Go ahead.
Life and death is different for us now.
What I mean is, this is more like what I was before you met me. Life and death is my everyday.
Yeah. I've realized that over the last few months. And even after what happened to me with FN.
Then she'll feel that like flash of rage pop up again before he contains himself.
But he's gone.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be another threat, and our next threat could be even worse.
Which is why I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it'd be two. How far are you willing to go? I'll never leave you. But how far are you willing to follow me into hell?
I've thought about that. I've had time to think about it because you've been off on your own doing other things.
But I always come back.
Yes. The question is, will you always come back?
Well, that is always the question. And I guess two more clarifying point. How willing are you to go with me?
I'm always willing.
Because Ignis's question about the training got me thinking. I generally have been going off and doing things, and leaving you behind, unfortunately.
I've been protecting the community while you're gone.
Is that the role you would like to keep?
Yes and no.
Do you want to go to the front lines with me and see the mud and blood and gore and everything that goes with it? Do you want to see the worst that the galaxy has to offer?
To be truthful, no.
Well, that's good. That's honestly the answer I was hoping. But are you willing to see it anyway?
Yes. If it means that it's for the greater good.
I don't think I know what that means anymore.
That's why I ask you, will you truly come back? Always truly come back. Or are you going to be changed?
Well,
I don't want you to become like Willis.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I still want you to have some sense of humanity and you left.
Well, the only way for that to happen, or the only guarantee for that to happen, is for both of us to just stop fighting. Just take what we have and hold on to it. But I don't think the others in the galaxy will let us do that.
Is there a stop? Is there ever going to be a time that it'll stop?
I don't have that answer. Honestly, I don't think Shiv would either.
Yeah.
So I
I
guess
mean, even without cracking a query, Shiv would tell you, hell no.
So I guess the best thing we can do is to promise each other to always pull each other back from the edge.
Yeah. Which I'll be honest with you, I don't think Liz is too far away from that edge.
Yeah. She's gonna need our help. But I don't think she's too far gone.
No, I don't think she is either.
Well, then we do what we always do, or what we've been doing at least. Find somebody in trouble, and we help them.
That I'm all for. What I'm not all for is just going out and being a genocide.
No, God no, I don't want to do that.
And to be honest with you, isn't that what doing that to the Thanes would be? If we just decided to kill every one of them.
I don't want to kill every one of them. I just want to stop all the ones that are trying to take over the galaxy. Unfortunately, there are a couple factions that will have to be wiped out entirely. Langeals and Mitchells.
Definitely.
Sure. The Independents, I want to find them. I want to talk to them.
Can we ever get back to them new ones, maybe? Can they be changed? Or are they always going to
Maybe.
be similar to the rest?
I don't know. That's why I want to talk to the Independents. The goal of their reproduction, I don't have an issue with. I think any race that is sapient, has feelings and thoughts, has a chance at contributing to the galaxy. But if their contribution is simply our way of life is better than yours, then no, I don't want them around.
What makes us better than them?
No, that is the question. Does what happened to them justify what they're doing?
No.
Then there's your answer. Our actions are to me, our actions are justified because we're trying to stop an atrocity, not commit a new one. I don't want to kill all of them. If ripping the Thane Emperor away from the face of the galaxy will get them to back down and accept peace, then we can stop there. But as long as they have figureheads, and baby Blangeals and Willis's factions, or Mitchell's factions, can be changed. If by removing the head of the snake, they can be shown a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Actually, that gives me a thought. Before we meet with the Emperor, maybe I'll have a one-on-one with Jurgen. Get a little insight into how the Emperor's Thanes work.
That would be probably a good idea.
I say 1v1. What do you say? It'd be a 1v2. We talk to him. Hell, I'll even go and I'd even suggest we have a pair of shuttles meet out in space and we can talk from there. If he's worried about the Emperor spying on him.
You must know something about the Emperor and how he works.
Actually, that's an interesting question. I didn't even think of this. Shiv, you're gonna get a message that says, what was the Emperor Thane's real name before he changed?
Shiv will
I
consult the
forgot.
universe.
I don't need Liz to remember.
Yeah, you don't.
Well, by the time that message gets him, Shiv is actually heading down to the med bay anyway.
Okay.
He gets that message and then just consults the universe.
You'll get a voice message, so because text would take too long. That is the context of the Emperor was one of those first gen Thane, literally one of the first batch. He was a human. He had a name. See what you can dig up. It might give us insight into how to deal with him.
Shiv will say back, you mean like appealing to his better nature? See if there's a little bit of human left in him to rebel?
Maybe. If nothing else, way to manipulate his mindset.
Well, that's one of the ideas I had.
Good.
Okay,
I
you
don't
want
know
his
what
name?
the... Yep.
Eris Mortis.
Wow.
I completely forgot that was the name you guys had gone with.
You mean?
And I
was
still
Emperor?
hate it!
Wow. Man, just calling out the material girl like that, man. She can't catch a break.
No,
I hated
seriously,
it back
he's
then,
a
I
dentist.
hate it now.
Eris Mortis, commander of the original NASA genome program.
Yeah, he was a Terran.
So what? They fired him out into space to splooge on everything.
I mean, he do be human. That's kind of what we do.
He was
To quote the Ninth
actually
Doctor, so many species, so little time.
he was the commander of the NASA genome program. So yes, he was set out into space and done like that. But yeah, he was part of the program that if
Well, it is that.
the captain, you know, like Captain America, he was similar to a program like that.
So he was sent out to boldly go where no one has boned anyone before.
To be mutated to something new.
And unfortunately, Willis decided to take advantage of that fact.
Well, considering
also
that
chose
Willis
some
was the one
idiot.
in charge of the genome program.
Oh my god, so he literally chose some idiot whose name is Latin for death to send on ostensibly a first contact mission.
Yes.
What the fuck is this? DC?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, we're selling our rights to Fox and we're moving to Marvel.
I mean, that is his name is just gonna be like, I don't know. I don't care. Moving on.
No, you know what? We're selling our rights to 2000 AD. They at least.
Wow,
have some
you
rights
caught
to-
on the fact that his name is Death.
Eris Mortis, technically, I believe, literally translates to desire for death.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I was initially just making the joke about him being a dentist that has a private server that shows a website called Marta.
Well, he did have a business, actually.
Yeah, his business was dentistry and sharing movies with his friends and family on a private website.
He was born in 2224.
And he died in the year. Who cares? Nobody's gonna remember.
Well, I mean, the main question there is if he was born in 2224, did he spend his days on a mining colony where people used to ramp trucks and hit people with sledgehammers?
No, because then he would have a very, very different backstory.
Yeah, he would actually be the honk father.
Oh, I went a different direction with this. Never mind.
Yeah, that didn't quite work, right?
No, I want to say it sounds very close to the year specified in the song "Space Asshole," which was written about Red Faction Gorilla.
Okay, we did go the same route. Never mind.
Yeah, and then of course it's actually become the theme song for the clown cast in Space Station 13.
Basically, this was a time period before they actually did major colonization. But he had his own business that worked with the program. And was partially used in the program. And then when they volunteered, they became Thanes.
So what you're saying is we have to blow up Florida.
Yeah, because Florida in 2020 or 2274 would have been when you would have to blow it up.
Just remember that
no,
Terra
I mean,
is
we can
already a
punish them now.
wreck.
we can punish them now for the things that they did back then.
You're really gonna go after them for sins of the father?
No, I'm gonna go after them for sins of the state.
Go after them for sins of the Florida.
Yeah.
Why not just go after? And hear me out. Why not just go after Space Florida?
Exactly.
We're trying. It's called the Thanes.
Yeah, it turns out we are lit. Dude, you pick up the phone to call Jurgen, you're actually calling Florida Man. Like, I mean, straight up, you have made Space Florida Man.
Wait, no. Shiv is Florida Man.
So wait, hold on. Which one's Space Australia?
We live on it, Scorpio.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, I mean, you know, because, like, scorpions are arachnid, so... They are, in fact, from that plane of hell existence that we call Australia.
I mean, come on, man. Put the evidence together. We live in a hot hellscape. We have oversized creatures that look weird and want to kill everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
We are a group of people that seemingly should not be able to pull off anything, and yet have denied the impossible at every turn. We are, in fact, just Space Australia.
Well,
yeah, I mean, literally, all you need is to take a kid outside of Opus to poke it with a stick, and you've literally got Gold Coast.
Well, time to make Space Ducks.
We are Space Melbourne. Or possibly even just, you know, Space Brisbane, which is like Melbourne, but
And to add to it, technically the vast majority of the people that existed inside Opus basically lived in a prison.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, it's Space Australia.
Well, now to make Space Ducks.
Does this mean we all need to switch to using Australian accents?
No.
No.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, the opening of the next scene is literally going to be somebody going in and going, "G'day, mate."
Oh,
what's that? What's that old yellow? They've got them on the Barbie, eh?
What, you say it like it's hard, mate? Come on.
I've got several problems with that.
You just gotta get the thing, you know. I call it a chazwaga.
So the business that it was a pharmaceutical business, that a small mom and pop business, but it did get bought into the NASA program.
In short, it started out small, but because they saw the good work, it ballooned.
Mm-hmm. But it was an original NASA program. NASA Genome Program.
Alright. To cut back to the bedroom just like a couple seconds because this scene's basically over, and then we can go over to Shiv doing whatever the hell the fuck he's gonna do. It'll basically be like a conversation that kind of feels like circular talk, so we can just kind of like, you know, cut audio and move from there.
Mm-hmm.
But it does eventually end with a fade to black round 2. Alright, I'm done.
We're back to faded black. All right.
You get a quick smash cut to extra calls to Raiden, like, could you reinforce the soundproofing?
We just hear the ship rocking a little because it's just that passionate.
No, that Liz out of nowhere was like, wait, I have one effort. Okay, silence.
Shiv just looks up as he hears like the floors creaking. What the f is going on up there?
Fucking is exactly it. All right, Shiv, take it away. You got the floor, man.
Yeah.
Shiv will go to Liz and say, well, I assume they gave you the bad news. And that's that we have to potentially deal with the Emperor in one way or another.
Yes.
Has anybody told you the good news about things that have been going on Scorpio?
No.
Don't you dare, fucker,
Wow.
put this like I am being an asshole.
What's the question?
Basically, Shiv's now implying that we only threw the bad news at her
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know for a fact it probably wasn't on purpose, but, you know, when everything is pessimistic, you might want the bright, too!
Alright, so what has been going on,
Well,
Opus?
good news, number one. The planet is now way more habitable. Opus absorbed the remaining radiation and was going to raise after a bunch of events happened. We have stopped that.
You stopped it?
Well, not me. I believe Ignis and Cormac had the biggest impact there.
The only
I don't
reason
know.
why-
I got kidnapped.
The only reason why I never did finish off the temple to Paul was I knew it could kill millions of people.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we more or less got the T'Pol killed.
There you go, throwing that we again.
How?
We told her to cut off Clan Solari from her life. She did. They sent an assassin after her. That assassin succeeded. That assassin is dead.
Are you sure about that?
Based on what they told me, pretty damn sure.
Okay. What happened to my people?
They are with Cormac's people largely, to my knowledge. I think some of them might be in Nepi, which is having its own problems at the moment, but that's my own damn fault. I don't need to trouble you with that.
What did you do?
To avoid distressing you any further, I will wait until you are much more recovered.
Okay.
That being said, the assassin in question was one of Blangeel's lieutenants, so we at least have one chess piece off the board.
Why can't that name ever just go away?
Blangeel?
Yes.
Believe me, I'd love to erase it from the universe. But we'd have a better chance of erasing the Thanes before we have a chance of erasing Blangeel.
That's because she's hiding somewhere, probably.
And doing a pretty good job at running. I do find it funny that of all the things, Willis was trying to avoid the Emperor, Mitchell Graves is heading for him. But that, at the moment, is neither here nor there. Once again, we have built our communities up a little bit higher, and once we're able to get back to Scorpio, we would like to extend the invitation to you to help out around if you so choose.
Kind of help what you need.
Well, we've got plenty of clubs. We've got a hospital we're trying to set up. Nepi has mostly been overtaken by clubs and one or more casinos.
Just in the background, just a wrench flies by, stops, backtracks,
What?
enters the room, and just hits Shiv on the head.
No,
What?
at this point, I'm making a fucking dex check.
Okay, make a dex check. Let me get the
You know
thing
what?
up.
You don't
Everybody
get a
can
dex
see.
check. You know
Catches
why?
it.
You don't get a dex check. You know why?
I can't be surprised.
Not being surprised, but you don't get a dexterity check to dodge it.
It's not dodging. He's
Not
fucking
being
catching
where
it.
is dodging.
No,
He's
he's
trying to
fucking
grab
catching
it.
I'm going to argue that with this.
It does in fact still find him.
Oh, I have to see what was said by Riley. A screen to Liz says, "Can we not assassinate the T'Pol, please?"
We did not assassinate the Nepal. We got her killed.
No, we did not. You shut your mouth.
There you
That's
there
why
you
the
go,
wrench
throwing that
trumps.
we again.
Yeah,
That's
there is
that's
no
why
we
the
in this
wrench-
situation. There is you.
No, I just warned her about Shiv warned her about Bad Kitty. Cormac's the one that said, cut off the Clan Solari.
But I mean, even in that, right? Even let's just say that we're going to argue over that point. That would be he did that, not we. I absolutely do not resemble this accusation, and I will, in fact, stab you multiple times.
Oh boy.
This is
I'm
why
gonna
the
stab you with
the
a gummy
wrench.
bear. I don't know why, but that is the first incredibly insulting thing to be stabbed by that came to mind. No, you know what? I am going to make a fecal matter icicle.
Ew,
And dangle
no,
it over your
no,
bed.
oh no, 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 no,
And
that's
you know the worst thing
disgusting.
about that? You know the worst thing about that? That actually happened.
Yeah,
There
multiple
is an
people have done
actual
that.
criminal case into who throws their poop to use it as a murder weapon.
Please not. That's disgusting. Anyway, back to
Anyway, moving back to the discussions at hand.
seeking flight. So you throw it, he catches it.
Still hurts.
It
Like he
still
cannot stop
hurts.
something coming at him at high speed.
Yeah.
But the imagery is that the wrench flies past the door
Mm-hmm.
before coming back.
It comically
And Shiv just
straight and leaves
Shiv just
a
whips
trail.
around, grabs it, feels the fucking pain of it contacting his head and being like, ha! And then gravity once again takes hold and he whacks himself in the head with it. Because it's still high velocity, I imagine.
Well, it's just the imagery, cartoon style, is that all Liz sees is the wrench fly past the door. It's like, wait, what the fuck? It come back slowly, turn and face Shiv, and then just shoot at him.
Yeah, like I said, which Shiv
Like a
catches it and
cartoon
still
style.
injures himself. Yeah, they keep it. Ryden specifically keeps throwing wrenches at me. He has thrown them at me from the other side of the Phoenix's birthplace. Yes, I know about that now.
You know that was
Ah,
before Willis.
That's not entirely relevant. But we know, well, at least some of us know where the Phoenix came from. And I think that's the reason why the Empress usually leaves our world alone, largely speaking. Apart from the fact that it is largely in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
There'll be changes. So
We've removed players from the board, but me being me has unfortunately added at least one.
why is Neppy full of, what did you call it? Casinos, the clubs.
Fan clubs. Well, the elves have joined us, and Riley was insistent on there being at least some clubs for them. At which point, this is when Riley appears and Chip gets stabbed.
That's not a problem, but
No, no, this is where you hear the voice going, "That's a falsehood. I'm gonna smack you." I
Well,
cannot be held accountable for the wishes of those I am from. They're not my people. They are just people.
how many people got hurt
What, in the building of the clubs?
in the rebellion?
Nobody's rebelled yet, to my knowledge. Or at least with the DePaul's death. Plenty of people got acid rained on, though, from what I've heard. And that was because Opus was going to rise. I don't know the finer details of that. I just know that DePaul's assassin ended up dead in the interim. I, unfortunately, got kidnapped and thrown in a ruin.
By who?
The assassin in question, Bad Kitty, who is, like I said, dead. And she was sent after me by Graves. I was already going to kill him for what he did to you.
Why?
Now he's actually slighted me. Because he realizes that I'm actually starting to use my powers, and I have several times pissed him off. Also called him out for being a godbound in knowledge that does fuck all. Like,
Sorry, I'm allergic to hypocrisy.
No, to be fair, that's not hypocrisy. Shiv never said he does.
Actually, that's true. Mitchell did.
Like, I basically all but verbally called him a coward. But I believe other people have done that.
I was gonna say, Carmack did it to his fucking face.
And
Yeah.
that is new how?
Good question. And it's
I
not one that I care to answer.
Right,
What
right.
I don't know and understand is why he changed so quickly.
Me?
No,
Or him?
him.
You really don't know. He felt an attachment to both you and Willis, and he felt completely betrayed by both of you.
Yes.
And without Willis around, he decided, fuck it, I'm going to do this job myself then.
That's still not Mitchell Graves normally.
Then maybe he's got a celestial of his own whispering in his ear. I don't know. I could. But I'm afraid of the answer in this case.
Why are you being a bitch?
More on that later.
No, you hear Carmack's voice in the back of your head.
That being said,
You asked for my help. I can help
Yep.
you build a medical area, yes. I can, and my people will want to have some place to dance.
they have
But-
they have plenty. Cormac's place is basically all party all the time. Where the party at? It's there. He called it Rebels Rise.
But before all this happened, before you guys made your place, whatnot, I made a place on Terra, New Terra, for the thralls.
Yes.
It's
And
never,
I've been thinking
it's never
I've
been
been
an
thinking about that
easy.
as well.
It's never been an easy place to live, but they have thrived there to a degree.
Well, I've been thinking about that as well for a long time, and have wondered whether or not now would be worth bringing them back to Scorpio and try to give them a better society, a better life.
Would it be a better life? Or are we still dealing with rebellion?
I mean, the thralls that came along and wanted freedom already rebelled.
Mhm.
They aren't supposed to have free thought, but every now and again one does.
The Thralls? They've been
Yeah,
slowly growing into their own.
exactly.
Like many different world, and even the Thades. If evolution is inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Things change, things evolve. Unfortunately, that's the one thing we can't fight, and that's change. You try to,
No.
and you end up with basically a wave of entropy saying, fuck you.
You have to embrace it, but the question is, if you embrace it, what part do you embrace?
And that's always going to be the question. Because you're never, if you're going to try to run from change, you're going to be running for the rest of your life. Honestly, for the rest of the universe's life and whatever comes after.
In our case,
Mm.
it is forever. As long as we are alive.
Indeed. Like, Shiv takes out one of the vials of his drug. The Thanes, this stuff can damage them, to an extent. It could do more if I really wanted it to, but I would need the facilities. It was brought on because we know that everything can change, and even if you don't think something's possible, you can make it so. Living life basically sheltered is one thing, and that's one thing that I have tried, and I didn't like it. I rebelled. First thing I did when I had these powers was literally play Pop Goes the Weasel over an insane asylum, and then once again in the library when I confronted my family.
Mm-hmm.
Everything can change, everything can rebel. It's the choice that you take at the end of the day that decides which direction you want to go.
At what cost is utopia the right for us?
It depends on what you're willing to get, what you're willing to put into it, and what you're willing to sacrifice at the end of the day.
Indeed.
Do I think that one life is worth millions or billions? No. Especially considering that one life is the reason multiple planets have basically been glass.
Let me ask you this. Since I've been asked this question, I want to ask you this question and see where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
You have an opportunity to help a race become something more. Do you take it, knowing full well that their goal may be conquest?
Well, if you're looking at the Thanes, we know that there are, what was it, 5 factions?
Yes.
Some of them have already evolved.
Yes.
There are ones that don't want conquest, but eventually it will come back to them.
Yes.
Now, conversely, you could devolve the Thanes into something more back to what their base is.
They were human at one time.
Well, the originals were. Whatever the current Thanes are, they could literally be anything.
They are originally from Earth.
Yes. And we know that more can be made.
Yes. Made. But not born.
Indeed. And I'm thinking about this now because he pulls up the hologram of the genome. We have the choice. We could help them. But it would be on our terms. He scrolls through the gene, remove the chitin. Give them more of the squishy underbelly. Make them more human.
Is it our right?
Well, was it to begin with?
I never agreed to the God Machine. I didn't like it in the first place. But I married the man who built the thing. And if he was going to use it, of course I was going to have to assist him. I just so happened to learn everything that I needed to know about it.
Yes,
to
and your
make it
research
happen.
Yes, and your research got stolen, and this is what we ended up with.
Yes.
That building got destroyed by FN. We destroyed FN's entire facility for the most part.
But now we're beyond Scorpio 3, and now we're dealing with the Thanes, and the Thanes want the information. So, is it right to give them that information, knowing full well
that odds are good they will go and just conquest the rest of the universe?
Yes.
That is something I personally would have to ruminate on. Because they are a race of their own, and they are evolving literally against their own programming without our intervention. And I understand the idea of wanting to procreate. I fully get that.
Yes.
It's becoming needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
Wait, containing Shiv and Liz called check for brain damage? Yeah, okay.
There are medical staff in the area, and currently Riley is face palming so hard she's about to actually knock her own jaw plate off. In terms of having to hear the vast amount of stupidity that's congregating in that room at the moment.
What stupidity?
This is literally a moral debate.
She's not there to tell the pair of you that you're both arguing the exact same point. And failing to realize that you're arguing the same point. And also the very blatant answer to this moral quandary.
Yeah, well, Shiv thinks about it for a moment and looks at her. If somebody, as a god of time, if somebody came up to you and pointed out a child and said that child will grow up to be totally evil, could you then kill that child?
No.
Exactly. Because you don't know what that future actually holds. How many races, how many species will be brought together, how many people will be united because of that one child. Seeing Ignis's thing on the side. Oh, we know Ignis's answer would be hell yes.
Well, the whole thing is, you also don't know if it's nurture or nature.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
That's still arguing the same point, though. Because, like I said, you don't know what the results are going to be the first shot that's fired.
Oh, you know, I really want to say that Riley wanders back in to collect Raiden's wrench.
Okay.
And I'm not going to, because I
actually do it, I swear.
The vast amount of stupidity in this argument.
There is no stupidity. It is debate.
Okay, you want to prove there's no stupidity? Okay, Riley wanders back in to collect that wrench that that Shiv got mildly perturbed by.
Okay.
And stuffs it in a pocket to return it via bonk to Raiden with the message of stop throwing shit in my ship. But yeah,
Couldn't you technically mimic that ability?
She's going to stand looking at the pair of the characters for a moment and say, you do know that your question there was, you are a god of time. Therefore, it implies you know all of time. You know if there is a timeline that you can affect that means that William does not become the nemesis. However, if time is set that William will always become the nemesis, and I really hope someone is jizzing in their pants at this reference, then yes, you 100% kill the child, because you know that that is the future of that child, to become that terrible being.
What?
But this only counts if you are a god of time who knows
Exactly.
everything in that time.
That would be the god of time. I'm not the god of time.
There you go, Nav.
Someone's wearing a blue shirt. I'm not the god of time.
No,
So I
but
don't know.
And that's the point. I mean, you're essentially arguing the old trolley problem here. Like, you 100% kill the man. Because it's the efficient answer to the situation. Regardless of any, oh, but what if this, that, or the next thing? The question is, do you kill the one dude to save 50? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's the objectively true answer.
But that's only if you
However-
know for a fact that that's going to happen. What
However-
if there is nature and nurture?
right now we're kind of
question
arguing whether or not the
doesn't-
things actually still have souls.
Riley just kind of looks at you and says, you know that I died, right?
Yes. And you're looking good for a dead woman.
And yeah, I'm literally making the I was literally about to argue for them there.
Yes.
Because we know that there are multiple groups,
Right.
and at least one of those groups outright has no interest in whatever the rest of them want. They don't care about this Blangeal bitch, which, by the way, I really wish you would stop saying that, oh, she's totally attacked all of us, because she hasn't attacked me.
Ryan
Generally
finally
speaking,
walking in.
it's...
Not
Okay,
me.
right. She turns around and whips the wrench back at you and says, stop throwing shit in my ship.
Hey,
I
fair
know
enough.
I know you can dodge everything that you don't want to hit, but still, I don't want people diving out of the way and causing problems because they think a wrench at Mach 3 is going to hit them in the face.
Hey, fair enough.
Please don't do that.
Alright,
Also, the
fair
piece I
enough.
got, it was more than Mach 3, but alright.
I picked a speed at random. It doesn't matter. But the point is that I've lost my train of thought here. It's derailed. It's crashing. There are currently searching for survivors.
Hey, that's my
Glacial hasn't
joke.
attacked us.
Yeah, the whole thing is, like, she hasn't attacked me directly. I'm still here. I mean, generally speaking, I don't have any actual, like, objective tie, right? Cormac has his wife.
Mhm.
Clearly, you go after his wife, you're going to piss him the fuck right off.
Yes.
He's going to come after you. So, like, you stay the fuck away from his wife. I mean, that's just the standard thing.
Mhm.
Dipshit goes and kidnaps his wife, starts experimenting on her. So, of course, yes, he goes on the fucking warpath. And yes, many people ended up dead out of that, but then, you know, they got an opportunity, they could have left, they chose to stay.
I mean, a lot of them
But-
did leave. They ended up dead trying to run.
To be fair, she was there when the entire debacle happened.
Yeah.
So
I mean, strictly
the
speaking,
fact she's alive is I'm happy about.
I mean, let's also be
Yeah.
honest here too. Like, Glacial hasn't really done anything to me, other than basically just create my entire race.
which generally speaking, if we were all going to bitch about our creators, well, none of us are ever going to get a minute to ourselves. But the point is, just because someone can do something beneficial doesn't necessarily outweigh the negative, and it's never going to be black and white. But the thing is, we know that major parts of this race are expressly intent on expanding. They're going to go and play their own 4X game, and they fully intend to win.
Well, they're a lot like the humans back at the time of the industrial age.
The humans of the past were idiots. I mean, it's just straight up, right?
They were conquestors, though.
Yes, and also abject morons.
True.
You know, most forms of government are incredibly poorly designed, but you know they were the best that we had at the time. But the point is, if you're going to go after them, because you've got your little fucking genetic bollocks that you want to mess with them, you basically want to murder them with a virus. Or
No.
strip them of their stuff. But the point is,
You're talking about Shiv.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're gonna do that, you have to take into account that if you basically try for a genetic assassination thing, you are going to kill many who are innocent.
Indeed.
Yes.
And that's what I was thinking about.
The main thing is, that's going to be on you to decide if you are okay with being responsible for it.
To be responsible for a genocide?
The other side of it is, do you end up killing, let's just say, the entire Emperor's faction? Does this accidentally galvanize the pacifist group into taking action?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Also a good point there.
There's the entire thing of not only do we not know what would happen upon killing the Emperor with their Celestial, what's to stop the guys from, even after they're scattering, from regrouping and doubling down?
That is the major issue with it.
Which is why I am hesitant about.
Yeah, what if you remove the devil? You remove the devil, and you get one that's 10 times worse.
Exactly.
And so that's why this whole hypothetical thing doesn't really work in the real world, because you can't know.
And I don't know. But the Emperor wants to meet us.
You still straight up kill William.
Indeed. Yeah, 1 second. I got it.
Let's face it. Yeah, she's also going to mention, like, let's face it. Much as though you may love who you believe Willis to be, he's still a dude that glassed the planet. He still gave rise to the race, which has been effectively like a galactic plague.
Galactic vultures too, or well, plague vultures, same thing.
Vultures, hivers, whatever you want to call them. They've been a plague that moves world to world, stripping it of all its resources and destroying it.
He is responsible for that, and I would be considered responsible for possibly stopping it.
But at the same time,
not going too far, but
all right. At the same time, you do have to consider that, depending on how you go about stopping, may simply galvanize the entire group into the galactic war going.
Yeah. That's the thing. And why I have a dilemma.
Yes, which at the end of the day, you are going to have to figure that one out.
I just was asking someone's opinion.
To be fair, his is not the best.
No, but he was here. What is your opinion?
My opinion is, if you can do something, do it. If you know you can do something, do it.
I know I can fix their machine.
Well, what's the upside to fixing their machine?
They're able to make children.
And why are they incapable of making children?
at a guess because
No,
Willis
no.
did.
She's going to look at you. No. Liz, why are they incapable of creating children?
Because they were a mutation at one time.
Right, so effectively they are genetically sterile.
Yes.
Ah, fuck,
Well,
they're
to be
dinosaurs.
fair, you didn't create them. Is it your problem to fix?
No. But it does feel like it's my responsibility.
But at the same time, are you saving the man on the track?
I don't know.
Because, to be fair, my opinion is, on the one hand, sins of the father should not be visited on the child because that is bullshit.
I would agree.
And any culture that believes that deserves to have it visited upon them and see how stupid it really is. But on the other hand, we are talking about a race which is, strictly speaking, genetically superior to most other races in terms of their physical capabilities.
Yes.
And it would be a very bad thing if they were all 100% in the same direction under one ruler.
Which the Emperor would be using this for. To embrace under one ruler.
The thing that's getting me is that he has a celestial of his own. Why? And it's called what? The creation, the creator, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
If that's what its name is.
If that's what it's supposed to do, then why hasn't he done it himself? He could create, potentially, a new breed of things based on the idea of it.
Let me ask you a question. When you
Mhm.
first got your powers, did you know what you could do?
No, I've learned that through the School of Hard Knocks.
Exactly.
Ignis
Yeah, I mean,
somewhere
what's
here,
to
he
say
feels
that-
his ears burning.
Yeah, what's to say he can't 100% do exactly what you're suggesting? He just hasn't figured it out yet.
Well, it would depend on how long he's
I
had it
mean-
for.
So do we teach him?
Well, I mean, to be fair, and she will outright demonstrate, because I don't think Liz is actually aware of this, where Riley will literally just walk over and casually, as if it's absolutely nothing, walk up the wall and across the ceiling to now be standing on the roof directly above where she was standing a moment ago.
She looks
If
up.
if I had not attempted, and specifically looking up at you now,
Mhm.
if I had not attempted to climb a wall within about 10 minutes of, that bomb explosion and everything, I would not be aware that I can do this.
So maybe he's not aware.
Or maybe he is, and there's something preventing him from doing it.
That is possible
I
too.
mean, you want my perspective if he is.
Seeing as
not
you
if.
are here, yes, I do.
Seeing as he is the celestial of creation, that's you want to go into a engineering standpoint of it. It's basically what he can do. It's basically most similar to what I can do, except for he is not limited to machines.
I mean, it's entirely possible that he is trying to recreate his own humanity. There might be a desire there. That's
And I
why
mean-
he wants to be able to have the things to breed.
I fully understand coming from his standpoint of wanting a race to reproduce, because I mean, look at me. I am literally the first Mixism that was naturally born.
Mm-hmm.
So I fully understand it. Do I agree with the idea of a race of beings that are basically super aliens where they could easily overtake us and kill us all? Not a huge fan of that. but I also understand what he wants and where he's coming from. I just
Well,
don't necessarily fully agree with it.
He was human once, so it's entirely possible that getting a celestial reawakened part of his human desire.
Giggity.
Yeah, that's actually where I was going with it. Thank you.
I actually,
Go!
you can real quick answer the question for me out of character, Cormac. Are we aware that you are either 100% knowing or like 99% aware that you can essentially separate the person from the celestial?
He knows that he can find them and interact with them. The potential of separating them, he is hopeful about.
And
But he's
are
also
we
fully aware of the
that?
consequence.
No. No. We have learned what happens when you kill a celestial or kill its host, not what happens when they're forcibly extracted. That has never happened.
That is true. It's never happened.
Yeah, because
Which
I remember
reminds
you
me-
had interaction with what's her name's one, but you didn't actually separate it.
No,
Yeah. So
didn't even try.
Are we aware that you can? Interact
Yeah,
with
you were
them
there,
on that
man.
level?
Riley was
Yeah,
there.
I just wanted to double check that this is in character knowledge because yeah, she'll mention that. That's one of the things that Cormac has some ability to interact with the connection between the two of them. So
I mean, a celestial could be.
it's possible. It's possible if he can, I don't know, fucking judo chop them in the right place and separate them, then effectively the Thane war machine collapses. Maybe.
In theory.
I mean, it's possible. Which also reminds me, off note, create some kind of capture device for the Celestials.
I mean,
We're not pokeballing them.
I mean, that you could just go to Pluto for.
Come on, it'd be funny.
You can just go what for?
Go to Pluto for.
Oh.
But no,
Because
I mean,
they.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Whoa.
I legit had the idea to pokeball them, effectively.
No, the prison was broken out of. It wasn't completely destroyed.
Did you say this in character that the prison was destroyed?
I'm not there, so no.
There was a prison break. We could go to Pluto and get what's left.
Unless it's character knowledge that the prison is destroyed.
What's left of what?
Well, I'm asking in character, did you guys talk about this in front of Liz?
Well, if Raiden said we need something for capturing the Celestials...
No, I didn't say we need it. I said note to self, either make it or look into it.
In character or out of character?
In character, note to self kind of thing.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
but the point is, did you say this?
Because I am a person that says note to self, insert note to self here. Usually followed by note to
Right,
self,
yeah.
stop making note to selves, you never listen to them.
Well, you should sign them, you goddamn twat, and you'll start noticing. Like that thing I did on my character sheet where I have that nice little note to myself saying, "You have 0 AC, you fucking twat." To remind myself that I do in fact have an AC of 0. Because I look at the thing and I see AC 3 and I assume that's what it is. Not the total.
But
which is 0.
out of character, I should mention that, yes, the prison was broken into. It has never been mentioned that it was completely destroyed, only that the Empire, and the reason why the Builder and Sappy weren't around for a long time was because they were having to help pick up the mess.
It got sacked by a Thane faction. How much do you think is left?
Enough
to
for the
be-
point of they were cleaning
Yeah.
up the mess to make sense.
Yeah, but to be fair, cleaning up the mess could also be literally a stand-in for we were rebuilding it.
Or
Yeah.
we were sifting through trying to find the bodies. Because there's a certain point where if enough of it's destroyed, rebuilding it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's got a
Fair
point.
enough.
I mean, to be fair, Shub, you are the literal person in the group standing here right now that can find that information.
Got one more effort left today. Sure.
And I think we'll be ending the game
yeah,
today after this.
She will mention it's up to you if you want to, axe yourself for that. I'm just simply saying you can find that information out if you deem it important.
Not at the moment. If need be, we can also go to the Empress, considering that she, I believe, is the one that built the prison on Pluto.
Oh, come on, dude. What, you think she's going to be
Dude,
laying
just look it
bricks
up in the
there
fucking
on-
news.
on there?
Okay, that would be mortal knowledge. Did the Empress actually commission the prison to be built on Pluto?
No,
Really?
it just ended up becoming a place where they eventually did add to it.
It's basically space Guantanamo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we knew that part.
Space
Yeah,
Alcatraz.
Yeah. And it's surrounded by space sharks that are in the space bay.
Somebody else decided to make it, and they decided to use the advantage of it.
Because who was going to look on fucking Pluto?
Somebody that's exceptionally bored and notices that not planet has something constructed on it.
Hashtag justice for Pluto.
Hey, they're starting to argue that it is a planet again.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Justice for Pluto is making its move.
But anyways, that's my view on the whole thing. It's like I understand it, but whether or not letting a race of creatures that can easily kill most, if not a good portion of the universe.
I mean, the problem is do we actually know what would happen if they went through the God Machine themselves, considering they were already a mutation to begin with?
I don't personally want to know.
No, I could learn I could stand to learn some more on that.
And Shiv will look at Liz about it. Were they originally designed with the idea of aggression towards everybody, or just aggression towards Blangeo?
Aggression towards Blangeo.
That's okay. Yeah, that was the
Why?
easy one.
Yes, and you know the easiest way to find Blangeo? You take every planet, control it, and control all the information on it. It's an order
True.
taken to the extreme.
Yep.
Okay,
And what was
I got a
supposed?
question regarding this. Like, I have a feeling this has probably been answered like 6 times, but it's like so baffling to me. It keeps falling out. Why would you create an entire fucking race of warrior giant cockroach men from Mars specifically to hunt down one person? Why?
Because
It'd
Willis
be-
is a cocksucker. End of story.
Okay, so the
pretty
voice in
much.
my head that's shockingly close to Cormac's voice is saying the exact thing I think Cormac would 100% say about this, and I'm actually in very close agreement. But still, why that level of effort to find one person?
Because Willis is an egotistical psychopath who has no end of hatred.
Well, then why not? Then why not use your friend who has the power to find them?
Obsession.
Which I think is one of the big. Which is
Well,
one of the
because
big
they were
things.
never that close friends. They were friends.
No,
but
no.
with, like giant quote marks if memory serves.
You missed some parts of some conversations, apparently. Mitchell thought they were friends. Willis and Liz were very dismissive, to the point of being like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. Like,
Both of them.
like Mitchell is actually stalkerish.
Yeah. That was never a relation. That was never a reciprocated relationship on either party.
He was a means to the end, and it was a bad end at the end.
All right, so Riley's like straight up going to start rubbing a temple and being like, "Oh my god, I'm in a fucking soap opera."
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god, I'm about to start gasping in Spanish and probably stealing babies.
I mean, if you haven't figured it out, you are basically playing with, when it comes to Cormac and Ignis, you have 2 Telemundo stars on your team. They are nothing if not the drama queens of the party.
I'm sorry, like, but on both the player and character level, I'm having problems with this concept of let's start an intergalactic fucking war and glass planets because I don't like that person.
Well,
Well,
And rather than
wait,
just
this
telling them
goes to
straight
my
up,
next
get the
question.
fuck away from me or I will shank you. and then following through on that threat, they go and start a fucking intergalactic war. Fucking
Yeah, well,
petulant children.
Well,
This leads
yes.
to my next question, which if Liz can't answer, Shiv will just use his last query on. And Shiv will turn to Liz. Out of curiosity, what was meant to happen with the things after they eventually dealt with Blingio? I get the feeling that that's why they were programmed to be unable to breed.
Yes. They were meant to become a soldier race. Or, well, not a race, but a soldier group.
So let me get.
To be
Ryan's gonna
used
kind of butt in.
as one squad to go against her. And it went and backfired.
So let me just get this straight. Basically, let me just get this straight here. You guys created cockroaches, superpowered cockroaches, basically, to kill a very specific person. Just because you didn't like them.
I didn't. But Willis did. Yes.
Ryan's gonna just pinch his nose. Oh my god, he's so fucking petty.
So they were literally just meant to be aggressive towards one specific person, do that job,
and then die.
And then just not receive any more information after that. Once they did their job, they would just go inert and eventually die off on their own.
You basically just created a sentient, organic drone race.
He had more reasons than just that, but he did just focus it towards Blingio, which is why I wanted it stopped. Why I asked him to move to Scorpio 3 instead of staying on Draco.
Alright, so this has come up before, and you guys all hear Corey's voice in your head going, why does the wife matter? What does it change about now?
It's the fact that it started everything, and unfortunately somebody's got to end it somehow.
Okay, but how does knowing the why change what you're gonna do?
That's a good point.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
What needs to be done, what needs to be done needs to be done.
The question is, do we genocide them all, or do we find a way to make this work?
A genocide I would prefer not to do, thank you.
To be
Enough
fair,
planets and people have been glassed.
It 100% sounds like, based on everything I'm hearing here, if this Blingio Muppet dies, I mean, do they just immediately fall over and just curl up into a ball and not eat anything until they expire?
No.
I don't think that would be the case anymore, even if it was at one point.
It never really was.
You need to stop assuming things all the time.
They never were set to that. No, they were actual people.
Oh my god, right. I think I've actually caught on to why this information keeps falling out of my mind. And it's because fucking retarded. Just got to turn around and walk the fuck out of the room. Actually having a fucking headache over the level of pain.
Oh god. It's just Ryan just okay, nope, I'm done. Dwarves and machines are easier to deal with than this.
Yeah, as soon as you walk out of the room, it's like, you know how you were talking about that idea, kinetic bombardment? We need to talk.
What's up?
We may actually have a reason to go and blow up a planet.
Oh, fuck yeah, finally.
Or at least a very specific area.
Oh, works for me then.
Shivel.
You both immediately get punted out of the ship by Korak going, no!
No, I'm talking about a very specific area of like maybe 3.5 meters by 3.5 meters in a cylinder, maybe about half a mile to a mile deep.
You could do that with a bullet.
That is
you don't need a tungsten rod. You could do that with a...
Hey, regardless of how big your bullet is, I guarantee you it doesn't take her out in one hit. However, 35 meters of tungsten dropped to fucking orbital
from
velocity.
orbit.
Yes.
Would do nothing to me in Ignis. Why do you assume it would do something to her?
Because you pair are the ones with the bullshit superpowers that mean you can't die.
You
But
assume she
Jill
doesn't?
has a celestial.
I don't give a fuck.
It's still.
I'm
even
having
if
a
you
mental
don't die,
breakdown on how fucking stupid this is coming across to me.
as
Okay.
Like,
long
I'm sorry if I'm actually being like a massive killjoy to everyone else, but this is just like
No, well,
actually causing a mental break.
Nav, to your point, to at least in my opinion, to give yourself a little insight into why you don't understand this, you're not supposed to. You're a well-adjusted person. You don't understand the level of like obsession and hate that somebody like a mentally ill / unstable person has or can have.
Madness. Yeah.
It's just Raiden being used to working with machines, and it's just that. But
Willis is a completely mentally fucked person.
And
As soon as you accept that part, what he's doing, you can start to not understand, but accept and not have your brain start breaking over it.
Shiv will turn back to Liz and bring up the genome hologram again and scroll through it. While they did have humanity at one point, they also have a bit of your husband in them too, which I think has fueled part of their obsession, because he did base the mutation off of himself.
just cue Raiden just going back to the engine room. It's just nope, nope. Nope.
I wonder.
Machines or dwarves are easy to work with.
I wonder if it'd be possible to restore some of their humanity while getting rid of the mania.
I think there could be.
And that's the part that I'm focused on. Because we can help them, but like I said, it would have to be under our terms.
If we could figure out a way to reverse the God Machine. Maybe?
I mean, we wouldn't even have to do that. Because if we put them through the process again, it might just kill them.
Yeah.
Not every Thane is going to be the same. The Emperor is definitely an exception.
Can't even call him a Thane anymore.
Is he a
Exactly.
Thane anymore? You can't call him a Thane anymore.
No, because he's a new level. Hell, the Thanes that are pacifists, that have literally decided, you know what, fuck the programming. The ones that were edited by Blengiel.
Magica, let me give you a little insight. If there's a group that ran off and said, fuck it, we're not listening to you anymore, you don't have to do anything.
Because they do it on their own.
Because it's possible to do it through mundane means, because it's already happened.
It's already
That's
beginning.
the point I'm trying to get at.
No,
Like-
you keep saying about doing shit and editing fucking shit. You gotta go fucking talk to him.
You know what? We need to find this group.
Yes, but first, we gotta we gotta make terms in getting the Emperor off our back, at least for the moment.
Well, I know a way that it could be done, but
We are not leaving you with the Emperor. Forget that now.
oh, I don't plan on staying. I'm not that dumb.
We are not considering going towards the Emperor with you if you do not want to go there, number one. Number two, leaving you there is never an option. Because we don't know what else is going to be there.
Okay. Well,
And since we are going to have a couple days, I may as well ask the universe about that derelict ship.
okay. Would be
Yeah,
nice
you
to
need my
know.
ball.
Or you just wait till we get the information, because I mean, we should be getting it shortly, I imagine.
We're still in the same day, so they're at least a couple days out.
If they jump to it, I doubt it.
They're a few days out.
Where's the ship?
Just
Ah.
outside, roughly
Outs-
outside the galactic disk.
Okay, so
It's in dark
Carso,
space.
where's
man.
the ship?
Huh?
Dark space.
Effectively.
It's in space, and it's outside the solar system. just outside the solar system.
So, do we have the ability to detect it on sensors?
No, we had to get told it was there.
No.
Yeah.
By
The
who?
the Thanes literally had a report come in
The
about it.
Thanes have a report, and
We sent SOB's people after it.
You know what? Wait. All right, Dev. How we got told about the ship was the Thanes showed up. They did their whole thing of like, we're here. You're gonna do. And Karak's like, you're gonna go fuck yourself. And he's like, well, what about the ship that's over here, outside the last planet, or further past the last planet? Karak's like, you're fucking what, mate? And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah. And then this whole thing happened with SOB ships. Cormac called a bunch of cowards. Some shit happened, and we sent one of their ships to go look into it.
All right. Okay.
And the other two fucked off back to Scorpio.
No, there is still one here.
I thought that was the one we sent after
No, one ship
No,
stayed,
no.
one ship fucked off, the other ship got sent to
Two
the
of them were
ship.
going to fuck off. And when I said the third ship could go look at the derelict ship, he called one of the other two ships and said, hey, you're not going back. You're not staying here. You're going over there now.
the... At which they promptly reported with, gladly!
Basically. So-
Like, the only reason I never asked about it myself is because I was anticipating a combat.
We are going to get information about it in a couple days anyway. What was the point of sending the fucking ship if you're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to fucking stare at the stars and get the info?
Again, mine was, I was anticipating a combat.
Yeah, but what's the point in doing it now? There's already something going.
Yeah, there's really
I've-
no
I've-
point in doing this if I'm not going to tell everybody.
I am just having you think about it. So you have access to more questions. If you feel
I
strongly
only
about
have
it,
one effort
do it.
left.
I didn't mean to dare you.
Well, fair enough.
well, we are well over our time anyway. But yeah,
I'm surprised Liz didn't react when Raiden said the dwarves are easier to deal with than this.
no, she just looked at you and went, "Yeah, you're probably right."
Okay. You know what?
Oh yeah, Shift Turd says, oh yeah, Raiden got the dwarfs in his cult.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You hear the sound of the electric door swishing open, and then you hear the voice. Don't fucking blame me for all the dance clubs.
what do the dwarves have to do with clubs?
The elves.
Nothing, but I just remembered.
Oh, she's. I'm going back to bed.
And then I fuck off legit from the scene, and I go tell someone in the sensor bay to turn the long range heat tracking shit on the ships that got sent over there. Because there's one thing you can do really well in space, and that's called tracking heat signatures.
Yeah, but Nav, we're also talking about something that's over the length of 3 planets away.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's the galactic disc.
I already tried that, trust me. I even asked about boosting it, and I got
I
shut down.
legitimately don't think we have any sensors that could go that far.
No, not even in the
I mean,
day.
if this ship was dry docked, theoretically, ship could do it with Webweaver.
Yeah, I'm just going to point this out that in the real world, we literally have the technology to look outside our solar system.
Do
We're
we?
talking about with sensors. Yes, but you use a bunch of things and it sends back data, and we get it hours,
From other
days,
satellites.
minutes, and months afterward. It's not something you can do in real time.
Right. Like, most of our sensors for looking outside the galaxy are like, what is it, Voyager?
No, James Webb Telescope, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to go self-destruct this ship. I'm reminding.
No,
every
not that
time
switch!
the entire campaign.
Imagine.
Guys, I think we are way beyond. So let's call it.
Yeah. We'll figure out the rest next week.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming in and enjoying, hopefully enjoying the game. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, those viewers, for being here as well. Do not forget that Saturday we will be having another game. It's called Monster of the Week, and it is the debut of Waystone Mysteries, in which we will also be doing a charity event that if you mess around with mess against our people, maybe through doing donations, maybe something can happen in their favor or against them. So yeah. And on Wednesday we will be doing our Sunken Land, and Friday is Core Keeper, and that's the schedule for the week. So thank you all again. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.
Sad that you don't peek anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of like your thing. We gotta change that.
Aw.
Well, there are multiple of you who can actually go and do something